weirdo.
Yeah. Wait, do we even know what their species is called yet?
No.
The Yodians?
No, they're...
The Yodians?
No.
That's actually an incredible opportunity
Yeah, we have
for Star Wars.
We have no idea where Yoda's from.
Your two biggest characters ever in franchise history, and obviously, Darth Vader, whatever, is number one, Yoda. George Lucas didn't even plan on using Yoda, and then Yoda ended up being like an essential character. And then you're telling us that Grogu as well comes into Mando, has now done the effect that he's done, and we know that Grogu has a lot ahead for them in their future. And these two massively important characters, we know nothing about their background, nothing about their species, and it's almost basically completely undiscovered. Bro, what? That's like a 9-part movie right there.
Yeah. How many subscribers for you to get a face tattoo?
Damn.
Those ones where it's just like the two words on the other side of the cheeks.
Pioneer.
Two side on
podcast.
both cheeks, and that's what makes this sport so amazing.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend anyone that hasn't given UFC an opportunity to check it out. Unmatched.
It's more than just violence.
Then the raccoon notices me, gets out of the trash, and he starts to just stare at me and lock eyes. And then I start making like bear noises, like, whoa, whoa, like trying to scare it. It's just like staring at me.
It's just look at it and I was like, dude, I know you're not a bear, you idiot.
Literally.
Still curious to ask it though, just like, because you grind a lot at it. So like, how much of it is like you're passionate about this, and how much is it like you just you just gotta grind through it?
I would say
we kind of exposed you, by the way.
why? What happened?
We showed how you faked the race, and how you actually recorded 43 times to make sure Ledge got first and SU got last.
Do they know what you're talking about? The fact that this is the fantasy football league?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it wasn't rigged, okay? I thought about streaming it so that everyone could see it live. But
there was a reason you didn't do that, and that reason was because you were rigging it.
Scammers.
Scammer gets scammed.
Scammer got scammed.
Scammer gets scammed. You walked right into it, and you know it. Scammer gets scammed.
These two
Bozo.
have been calling me a scammer for the last 2 weeks.
Bozo. Goodbye.
This is a very healthy and not toxic relationship between a couple of friends. Okay, so I got the 10th pick in the league. That sucks too. I'm glad we finally did it.
So who are you taking?
Second annual Pioneer Fantasy Football League. We actually have 12 people in the league this year. I think last year we only had, it was
10.
between 8 to 10. 10?
I think 10.
And there was actually a tie. So for anyone who watches football, there was a tragedy that happened last year with a guy named Damar Hamlin from the Buffalo Bills. I don't know if you saw it.
No.
If I tell you enough about it, you might be able to remember. But he collapsed on the field, and he didn't get up. And he got taken out by an ambulance, but it wasn't like until 5 minutes later. He wasn't moving or anything like that. So Bella had Josh Allen, the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, and she had somebody else, I think one of the running backs.
I think it was Singletary.
Maybe.
Diggs.
It might have been
it wasn't
Singletary.
Diggs.
I think
it
you're
was
right.
Singletary.
So then the game got stopped for like 2 hours, and it was like an hour before they decided what to do, and then they just postponed it, and they never did the game over again. And it was towards the end of the season.
Oh, I didn't know they never did the game over again.
Yeah, that was it.
Bella was in her. It was the finals, wasn't it? It was the last game of the
finals.
season.
I think it was Bella versus SU, right? And
no, JDM.
Oh, JDM. JDM had Higgins, I believe.
So they had a player too.
So both teams had a player on each team, and the game got virtually canceled.
And the number that it finished on, like the numbers between the two teams, JDM was winning and beating Bella, but Bella still had her two best players on her whole team to play another half of football. It was like in the first half that happened. I don't remember if it was the first or second quarter.
I think it was the second.
So she got robbed.
Yeah.
But they both got robbed. So what we did was just did co-winners. And we're going to print it out on a trophy. And whoever is the winner this year, they're going to get shipped the trophy. And then we're going to engrave their name on it and now make it like a tradition within the community.
That's dope.
Which is super dope. I've been wanting to, since I first started, create traditions with the community, with the pioneers. Like find things that annually are going to be fun and exciting to do and bring people back together, even when, maybe other months throughout the year you're not into gaming so much, you're not into watching the shows that we're watching or watching the fights that we're watching or whatever we usually talk about. It gives an opportunity to come back. So fantasy football is a great one. Pioneer Day, which is the day that we celebrate the anniversary of the channel.
So excited.
That's coming November 11th, and we aren't ready to announce it yet, but let's just say we've already
We've been planning for almost a year.
Yeah,
almost
I
a
believe.
year. And as far as what's happening that day, everything has been planned for 6 months up to this point,
Yeah.
probably. So it's going to be really, really, really dope.
Yeah.
We're going to stream some of it, and the rest of it is going to be saved for a big video. So you guys will wait to see. We'll let them know what that's going to look like, but probably in September. We're getting close, though.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
It's September is what, next week?
Yeah,
2
like
weeks?
3
Yeah, I
days
think
away,
so.
4 days
2
away.
weeks? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, not even.
No,
yeah.
it's like
It's a couple days
4
away.
days
Yeah.
away.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
I just had my birthday, so this is like the,
How was
the
that?
end of
How
the
was-
summer.
How was
How
your
was-
weekend?
Before we get back into the pod, we're giving away this Atlas hoodie right here with the Pioneer stitched on the sleeve. If you're interested in getting this hoodie, all you have to do is leave a comment down below. You can literally write anything. I'd prefer you leave some type of formulated sentence, maybe complimenting us or saying something that you enjoyed from the podcast episode. So leave a comment down below, and then in the next episode, we will be shouting out the winner. So make sure you leave a comment down below. Enjoy the rest of the episode. It was
I know.
great,
I know.
man.
Bella took you away. How much can you disclose?
Yeah, so I told her, like, hey, I just want to get away. There's often Bella and I will be spending time together, and I'll look at her and be like, let's run away. And I think I've told this to you.
Yeah.
And it's just that feeling of like when it's just me and her and we just get to be alone and spend time together. She's my best friend in the world. And when you're living Monday through Friday with all your responsibilities and stuff, things can get in the way. You get busy, you get distracted, you don't have as much energy for certain things. So I tell her, I'm like, whenever we get away to these vacations or these trips, it's so nice because I really get to soak in that time with her.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's run away together. Take me somewhere. Let's just go. And she actually planned a trip for us to go to Connecticut, just like an hour and a half, 2 hours west. And we got an Airbnb out there. We did a lot, man. We built actually a Lego Captain Rex.
I saw
We'll
that.
see him in the Ahsoka show coming up. I've been grinding Clone Wars, so he's an important character in that. We went to the Harvard, Connecticut, I think it's the college soccer league.
Yeah.
We went there and watched the game. It was like $10 for club seat, tickets that are like, it was just kind of bleachers, but
And it looked nice.
still like
It looked-
5,000 people in the crowd, man.
It looked really professional.
Yeah, multiple food vendors, alcohol, all that stuff. So we vibed and did that. Yeah, man, it was just amazing. We ate some great food. But basically, the goal was just to get away, and we played mini golf. We actually tied in mini golf. Oh, I do have a story for you, actually.
Ooh.
During mini golf, we're at like the 5th hole. Gorgeous place. Usually a lot of mini golf places you'll see like they're in boats and like there's all these different like objects that are on the golf course. This one was like all natural. It was just surrounded by big trees and like little rivers that they created. It was super, super nice. It felt like you were playing mini golf in the middle of the woods.
Bro was playing golf
But
with friends.
clean, like really crisp grass all around and rocks. It was, yeah. And I actually played golf with friends, which is a PC game.
You
The
haven't
weekend
stopped playing golf.
the day before. Oh yeah, and you saw the net when you pulled in. Did you see it?
Oh, I didn't see a net. You have a net out there
yeah,
now?
my dad
my
for
God.
my birthday got me a golf net. So
That you have it set up outside?
Yep.
Because I've seen plenty of videos of guys he sets up and then the very first hit, he
Just
just chips it and it
absolutely
goes
shanks
through
it.
the
Yeah,
ceiling.
no,
No, it
no.
would just go straight up through the
I
ceiling.
can imagine. I can imagine. But now I've been playing consistently for like
Yeah.
2 or 3 months. So
Bro, you've been
I'm
saying
not worried about
you've
that.
been saying you're gonna take me out, bro. I've been waiting.
Yes,
I've been
and
dying.
now
to go.
that now that this is here, whenever we come and do pods on Mondays and stuff, I want you to test it out and I want you to fuck with it because it's a vibe. And we got to go to the driving range.
Yeah, because I found out I'm hitting like secretly like. I mean, my very like second swing, I hit a decent shot, and I'm like, oh, I can get into this.
Yeah, no. When we went to Top Golf in Dallas, Texas, we met up with some people from the community. You were hitting pretty well, man. I was hitting horrible that day. But there's a lot of factors that accounted into that experience. Some hangovers, some other things.
yeah,
you
some
know
other
what I mean? I was not.
You were not
Some
100%
underlying
there.
factors.
Before we went, I was like, bro, I'm not right for Top Golf right now. I told you. I was like, I'm going to play so bad. And usually, like, I've told you I've been at Top Golf before, and I've hit driver and hit the back net. Not the back net, but the back ring, the last one next to the net. So I know I can hit it well, and that day I just was cheating myself. And you were crushing it. You hit a few nice
I'm
ones.
surprised, bro. I got that feeling now. where
And
it's
you
kinda
haven't
keep-
played since, right?
No, I haven't played since. I've been dying to play.
Damn,
But
we
here's
gotta
the
do
thing,
that.
though. I was like, oh, like I'm having like so much fun. I'm like smashing these balls mad far. I'm like, yo, like film me. I want to see it, bro. When I saw the replay, I'm like, oh, my form looks dog shit. It
Dog
looks
shit.
so terrible.
Yep.
I'm like, I'm hitting it, but I
Same
just
thing
look
with mine.
terrible, bro.
Yeah. I've been watching a lot of golf videos. So, you know, at first it's really about you're just trying to do whatever you can to hit the ball and really relying on your hand-eye coordination to just kind of like time it.
Yeah.
And as you grow in the sport and you're learning how to hit the ball, it's more about like the technique and the flow of how you like turn your body and stuff like that. So at first everyone's just trying to hit like a baseball, just like time it right. And then you learn how to actually hit it. And that's when you can like double, triple your fucking distance.
The importance is not hitting it strong, it's just hitting it consistently.
Yep.
If you hit it consistently, that's when you know you're getting good at it.
And golf is hard. But anyways, back to my story. So at mini golf, we're like at the 6th hole. And I hit my ball. I'm right next to the hole. I go up to it, wait for Bella to hit. And she's hitting. And then I'm just kind of like looking around, waiting for her to hit. And I look, and behind me is a raccoon head deep into the trash can of the golf course, like within 15 feet from me. And I'm like, just start staring at it. I'm like, babe. And she's focused on hitting the ball. And then I finally get her attention. I was like, look, there's a raccoon. But she was too scared to come over to me. I'm like, come, look, it's right there. She's like, no, I'm not moving. Then the raccoon notices me, gets out of the trash, walks over to the left like another 5 feet, still pretty far away from me. And he starts to just stare at me and lock eyes. And then I start making like bear noises, like, whoa, whoa, like trying to scare it. And it's just like staring at me.
And just looking at it, was like, what the fuck's wrong with this
like,
idiot?
What is this thing?
Bro, what is with you and wild animals?
It's just look at it and I was like, dude, I know you're not a bear, you idiot.
Literally.
First, it was a pigeon in Boston. Armand, throw that clip in. Bro.
Oh my god, that was such a good clip.
Such a good clip.
Pigeon
throw that in.
The pigeon with the pizza, bro.
Man,
Oh
you were
my
too
God,
fucking high, man.
Thank you,
Bro,
Jesus. And
that
Boston,
pigeon walking away with a full slice of pizza, a big slice of pizza too,
was
just
a
walking
big
around the
ass
corner.
slice.
So good.
we got to put
And
that
they're
in
like
the trailer
fighting
just so
in the
people
mid-
can see the clip.
It's like fighting. They're fighting in the middle of the street. Like these cars are like waiting.
Hey, man, anything to get a slice of pizza.
Yeah.
And then the raccoon walks towards this little tree that was about 8 feet tall, climbs all the way up to the top of it and shaking the whole tree right behind where Bella was. And then we walk away and it gets down and then it just dips. But the whole night I'm like mad paranoid. I'm like, this raccoon's going to try and come up behind me and eat me.
It's just in the backseat of your car.
I don't like wild animals.
Really?
I don't.
I'm actually
Sometimes, but most of the time, I don't fuck with it. Like I don't fuck with squirrels. I've said this before.
Yeah.
Anytime I see them, I feel like they just lock eyes with me and they're just one day just going to run right at me and I'm going to shit myself. Deer are extremely suicidal and stupid and they love killing themselves.
we gotta get into this.
We've talked about this before.
You were talking about on
I
the
think we did it on the first one.
on the stream, and I was just going off on you, like you're an idiot. You're like it's the dumbest animal on earth is a deer, and I'm like you are wrong.
Look up deer deaths. All of them are them running into the middle of the road or see a car from miles away and just fucking hauling ass straight at the car.
Well,
Who does that?
I mean, it's not natural for them. They don't know what a car is. They're just
Yo.
like, dude, let's run away, and then they think they can outrun it.
Yeah, you won't believe the rabbit hole I went on the other day, man. I started looking into just wildlife and watching like, because I got this suggestion on TikTok of how they get meat and chicken ready
Yeah.
for us and the entire process from the killing to the cleaning and all of that. And then that kind of just sent me spiraling down. And then I eventually went to YouTube and I was watching crocodiles eating zebras. And while the crocodile was eating the zebra in the middle of the water, I was like, it doesn't fight. It doesn't try to run away. It doesn't even make any noises, the zebra. I'm like, this is so odd. And then you watch the crocodile grab its nose and they barrel roll.
Yeah.
To kill them, to like shred
It's
off.
like the death spin or something.
It's insane. And the zebra is still moving with half of its face gone, guts
Yeah.
coming out of its belly and doing nothing. So then I started looking up, do zebras feel pain? Are they conscious beings? Why don't they react to getting eaten alive? I was just like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, how are you being mauled and you're just like, okay.
This is happening.
Bro, it's crazy because I've seen a lot of videos, I've seen a lot of podcasts, and people are always talking about like, oh, what animal do you think you can kill with your bare hands? And people are always saying all these animals, and I'm like, bro, I don't think people fully understand how strong any animal is. Like people say like, oh, I can kill the dog. I'm like, bro, you're talking about your pet dog because it's being chill with you. If that dog goes crazy and it
Fucking
wants to
survival
kill
mode.
you, and yeah, exactly, it goes survival mode. Bro, people don't understand. Like people have a very little, like they think if they could just kick a dog, bro, a dog will mess you up.
Fuck you
Yes.
up. Especially depending on the kind of dog.
Yeah.
There are some that for sure could take on like 2 or 3 people at
I mean,
once.
like a Chihuahua, I'm fine with that. Like if
that
Punching
you
that
can
thing
punt.
like a football.
I can fight. I can fight off like 20 Chihuahuas. I'm kicking all of them.
Maybe.
But dude, like I mean, a bigger like a Labrador. Like if a Labrador goes rabid, I was like, oh, I'm done. Like
Yeah.
I might be able to fight it off, but like I'm seriously injured. Like I'm not leaving this.
So can
without
you
a mark.
explain to me why a zebra just doesn't do anything about it? Because I'm still confused to this day.
I mean,
I
that
couldn't
one,
find any valuable information. The only valuable information that I found was that for every 5 female zebras, there's 1 male that
Yeah.
kind of, is their mate.
Real.
The zebra pimp.
Is the zebra pimp.
The zebra pimp. Where
Real.
Exactly. And if one of the zebra pimps who already has his 5 sees another male with a woman that he's interested, he will rape that female zebra until they lose their pregnancy or they become pregnant with their child.
Not real.
Yeah.
Straight up. Look it up.
That's terrible.
I mean,
I literally told.
it's-
I'm telling you, I
That's
went
so
down a
disturbing.
rabbit hole of research
That's
just looking
so
into zebras.
disturbing.
I mean, like, and the weird part is, it's like, bro, that's just nature.
That is nature.
That's just nature, and like they don't care about babies. They don't feel any sympathy for them. It's like it's survival of the fittest. I need my genes to go down. Like the zebras are like, bro, I got strong genes. I beat up this other zebra. I got stronger genes. I want that baby to have my genes. If that baby has weak genes, I'm kicking it.
It's just logical thinking
Yeah.
without emotion, without anything else. Just this is what I need to do to survive and what we need to do to survive. And there's so many people that aren't educated enough on like wildlife and nature.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would add a lot of context to life. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes things are just the way they are. Not everything is pretty.
Yeah. I'm actually a little bit of the opposite of you. Because you're like, you hate animals. Not that you hate animals, but like you don't mess with wildlife.
Hold on. Hold on. I love wildlife.
Yeah, that's why I'm
hold on.
correcting you.
I love animals. I'll see a fucking horse. I'll see a pig, a fucking donkey. Like certain animals, even in the wild, like, you see a snake or you see a snail or you see a fucking anything, bro. It could be a platypus.
Yeah.
But there are certain that I just don't fuck with.
Yeah.
Like raccoons, skunks, deer, squirrels, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's my bottom 5.
for me though, it was like, bro, it really doesn't really matter with animals.
Rats. Sorry, had to plug that. Rats.
Also don't care about rats, bro. I find them interesting. I've seen rats.
That's
You would have a
There-
pet rat?
No, but there are rats in my backyard. There are rats in my backyard. My dad bought a rat trap. I hid it.
Why would you do
I hid the
that?
rat trap, bro, because I know
Catch
it's
them
like I feel
fuckers.
bad, bro. No, it wasn't gonna catch him. It was gonna kill them, and I felt bad. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
That's even better. I hate rats. I'm
Nah,
with you
man.
on this one. Hate
Nah, man,
rats.
I don't think there's like many.
don't even like
there's
small
many.
mice.
I don't even think there's many animals like I legitimately hate, other than bees. I don't fuck with bees. I hate bees.
Those are insects.
Bees I'll kill. Yeah. But like, I
In
mean,
the
like
animal
ants.
kingdom?
I mean, like ants, bees and spiders, because those are the gross ones.
Yeah.
But even like ants, like I won't really crush an ant if it's inside my home. I'll catch it and I'll throw it outside.
I did that last night with the fly. I caught a fly, let it out, be free.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
No, not you, him.
Oh, all right.
Oh, me?
That makes way more sense.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I like animals. I like insects, bro. When I think it all spans because when I was younger,
What, bro? What
I
are
was
you
younger.
saying right now? You like squirrels.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
see bugs in your house, you save them, you don't kill them.
Depends on the bug.
If there's a mouse in your house, what are you doing? Are you saying, "Hey, come here, buddy. Let me help you
If
out"?
I can catch it, I'm releasing it. I'm not killing it.
So, so you're going for the catch?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever even had a mouse in my house. So
no, I'm just saying
yeah,
hypothetically.
if it was in my house, if I can corner that thing in a room, I'm like covering the behind the door. I'm gonna catch it.
Yeah, I mean, killing it is messier for sure. Yeah, it might not be the best idea to kill a rat that's in your house. It would smell very bad too.
Yeah.
So that I understand, but
me,
I don't understand
it's mostly just a sympathy
your. I don't get you.
I like animals. Ever since I was a kid.
animals
Ever
too,
since I
but
was a
you,
kid,
like, you see a rat and you're not like.
no. I think it's cute. I think it's a rodent. It's just an adorable
You'd have
little
a pet?
thing. No, probably not as a pet. I wouldn't
You're
mind
sure?
though. I've had a hamster
I
before.
feel like you would. You've had a hamster.
I've had a hamster before. Yeah. For me though, like I've
The rat cousin.
yeah, I've had a ton of books about animals when I was a kid, and I remember the house I grew up in Marlboro had a really big backyard with a lot of trees, and it was kind of like on a hill, and it wasn't like grass. It was just like you know, like kind of that messy, like weeds, not weeds, but it's like, you know, like branches, dead leaves, and a lot of like, so it was the perfect place for like animals. And this was when I was like 10 years old, bro. Like at 10 years old, I had a jar. I would collect insects inside of it. There were like squirrels that like made their nests. I would just watch everything. There were snakes that were like, I saw a snake once eat a bird. And then just at that age, I like understood. I'm like, yeah, that's nature. So I didn't really feel bad. I'm like, instead of seeing that bird's dead, I was kind of like, yo, that snake got a meal. Like, that's good. It's going to survive. And that was me like at 10, 11 years old. I've just been fascinated about nature to the point where growing up, I was like, I feel like I want to do something with animals around the field.
Cool. Can I tell you a dark story?
Yeah.
So
What a
when I
segue.
was-
What a segue.
I think I
we go.
was maybe 10, 11 years old.
Yeah.
My brother, my cousin, and one other family friend at that time, all three of them had sniper pellet BB guns.
Yeah.
Okay. So like the little metal pellets.
Yeah.
Some circle ones and some that have like the edge a little bit. And I believe they took them hunting once, just shooting like, I don't know, small things.
Yeah.
So they're in my backyard. I'm like 10, 11. Go downstairs. I hear the shots. And they are just aiming at the trees, shooting birds. Shooting literally whatever they see.
Yeah.
Eventually, they shoot this one bird. And we see it fall. And we see like some movement over by, you know, the leaves or whatever. So they all go walk to go see it. And I follow along, of course. And we get down there, past the trees, and we turn and look. And this bird is sitting on the log, just like this, like moving kind of like this. Half of its face gone from the pellet gun.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we were just like, I walked away. A few seconds later, I hear a gunshot.
Yeah.
And that's what I remember.
Yeah.
And then actually later that day, about 2 hours later, police end up knocking on our door. And they were like, excuse me, were you guys firing any guns over here? They're like, yeah, we were actually using some pellet BB guns. They're like, I got a report from your neighbor down the hill that a BB gun entered through their window in their living room.
Damn.
Damn.
That sucks.
So I'm going to need to confiscate the guns and talk to your son or whatever.
Oh.
Then I remember my mom telling me to go to the room, and I don't remember much after that. But I know that the guns got confiscated. I think they had to pay to get them a new window.
Yeah.
Thankfully, nobody was sitting in the living room watching TV.
All of a sudden, just get shot.
Imagine, bro.
You got a bird with half a face, and then a person, your
Yeah.
neighbor with half a face.
JFK.
Shout out JFK.
Can I
Shout
be
out
honest?
JFK.
Yeah.
Can I be honest? Who are these? This was your cousins?
My brother, a cousin, and a family friend.
Oh, okay. If that was my family, legitimately, if I found out they were shooting, I either A, would have got my own gun and shot my own family, or
Oh my
B,
God.
legitimately cut off contact.
What do you say?
I
Clip it.
nah.
Oh my God.
I understand.
That's so extreme.
I understand.
Yeah, no, I
there's-
get it. You're very
there-
connected to
I understand
nature
there's certain like there's even a channel I follow where it's like this guy pretty much he does that, but he's shooting iguanas and they're an invasive species. They're plentiful. I understand the need for that.
Python cowboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, even like certain, I think Joe Rogan's talked about it. Like when he goes hunting, it's certain areas that have overpopulation. And
Yeah.
they have scheduled certain ones that can be, and that it's okay for the environment. It's actually good.
So,
Yeah,
that was the other thing. I'm like, I'm
Valid.
100% fine with hunting. I'm fine with hunting. I'm actually curious about hunting. I wouldn't mind going hunting. I think it's when it comes to just shooting random birds, letting them drop dead, and then just walking away. That's where like,
Okay, I have a great follow up question then.
yeah,
You told me that recently you got into fishing.
yeah.
Are you catch and release?
Oh yeah.
So I heard recently that according to some people, that is still kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
That you should, if you're going to fish, you actually just should eat it. Because that way you're taking this opportunity from this animal to feed you and to give you nourishment. Because you, for the people that catch and whatever the phrase I just used was,
Catch and release.
catch and release, you know, you don't even know where you're poking them, even if it cuts them, like that could affect,
Yeah.
you know, how long they live.
So one thing I will say, the barbs the hooks I'm using are very small. So I've seen it. It causes little holes in the fish's mouth.
So
And
the people that are saying this,
and
are
from what I understand,
exaggerating.
I think it. You know, I have gotten a couple points where like I've caught a fish and it did hook on a fairly bad spot, and I felt terrible. But I've been able to take them all out. The fish has been fine.
Wow.
And whenever I put them back, I don't throw the fish back. I actually hold it in the water until I see it gets its energy back, and it swims off by itself.
Wow. Damn. You
but
know,
yeah.
I wouldn't even fish. I mean, I would fish, but it's something that I don't lean into as much because I'm just like not even that comfortable seeing a live animal like in my hands squirming like that. Like I'm just not into it.
Bro, it's a weird feeling. So like the very first fish I held, first of all, it smelled terrible.
Yeah.
Your hand smells bad for the rest of the day. And bro, like it's hard to hold on to them.
Yeah, I've seen videos of people trying to hold on to the
wiggle.
big ones. Like it's impossible.
Bro, I'm actually curious about like holding a fish. So like I don't even holding a fish, just seeing it, I just find it so interesting. I'm like, dude, there's like this animal that just exists, and to think about like, bro, this animal can grow to be like the size of me,
Right.
And just thinking about like,
And then you
bro,
just
in a
took
way,
its life.
these monsters. There's these monsters that are like the size of a car, just swimming underneath us. Sometimes it's like, bro, it just blows my mind. I find it so interesting.
Not only the monsters, but the aliens. That's where they all are. Down below.
Underneath the water.
100%. 100%.
I don't doubt it.
Potentially in space, but not anywhere near us.
Bro, just think about how much. Oh, so I heard this interesting fact. For you to get an idea of how big the ocean is. I don't know what breed of shark it is, or if it's all shark breeds, but there are certain sharks that that are solitary ones that don't swim in schools. There are certain species of shark that will go its whole lifespan without seeing another shark.
Wow.
To give you an idea
What?
of how big the ocean is,
Holy shit. Wait. What?
they'll
A
swim
shark
around
can live their whole life
and never see another
obviously
shark.
right after birth, they're going to see some sharks, but
Yeah.
and never see a shark again.
Yeah, apparently I heard about that, but it's like,
Wow. If so, that's very interesting. Wow, that's such an isolated creature as well. Like how many species do you think of that are super isolated like that? I mean, maybe some.
but think about it. It's like, how far can you see in an ocean? How big the ocean is and how little a shark is. If you look at the globe, you can say like, oh, like a shark is this big. It's like a speck
Could
on
you
a
tell me
globe.
the percentage of the ocean that is undiscovered? I want to say it's in the high 90s. It could also be
Thought it
in
was like
low 90s, high
96.
80s. Yeah. It's between 88 and 98 for sure.
So, 5% of the ocean has been explored.
So
and charted.
95% of it has been is unexplored and uncharted. Huh. It's insane. You know, I just heard a story on my Twitter, X, just a few days ago about a bird that was discovered. I want to say it was in the Amazon. I could be lying, but that was believed to be extinct for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And they photographed it. It also could be an old video, but even then, regardless,
I think it is
It's-
an old video, but you're right. I think it was like two guys in a jungle with a GoPro.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like the bird hasn't been
Even
seen
if it
for
was
like
10 years ago,
160 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The guy that was on he was on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Shut up, really?
Yeah, it was Forrest something. Forrest Gallagher or something like that.
No, I'm not sure. But that, I mean, that happens all the time. So even if that video was 20 years old, I mean, that's photographing a species that was thought to be extinct for over 100 years.
Yeah, Forrest Gallant.
Forrest Gallant?
Yeah, Galante.
Oh.
Forrest Galante or something like that.
Galante.
And he actually has a show called Extinct or Alive, where I think he goes after animals that are thought to be extinct and kind of prove them if they're real or not.
I want to check that out.
Bro, the amount of animals that are in this world, like, there's so many species of animals.
What would be your ideal pet if you could choose any pet?
Oh,
And you could tame them. You don't have to worry about that. Obviously, it's a hypothetical, so don't think about like how much they shit and eat and stuff like that. Just in a fairy tale world, what animal do you own?
If I had an animal that I had very good control of, I love my dog because I'll whistle, she'll come right next to me. I can tell her to sit, she'll sit right by me. And then we have our schedule where like when it's time to go to bed, I say goodnight to my parents. The second I say goodnight, she gets up and walks with me but she's very like next to me. If I could had an animal that was exactly like that, I want a hawk or an eagle.
Ooh.
I want a bird that can just sit on my shoulder, and then whenever I can just tell it to just go somewhere, just go somewhere, bro.
Fire. That's Assassin's Creed.
Attach a GoPro to it and just like, yo, just give me some shots, bro. I don't even need a drone.
Damn, that's a good one. I don't know what I would choose, to be honest. I think I'm into like a little pet monkey would be kind of vibey.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's cool. I've seen people do that. I think Justin Bieber did it. And that was pretty famous when it happened a few years ago.
So I actually have
What?
my aunt in Brazil.
Yeah.
She used to have way back in the day. So I think this is when my parents were more or less like young adults. But my aunt, she had a pet capuchin monkey.
Ooh.
She had one of those.
Can you show me a picture of a capuchin monkey?
Yeah.
I would do a monkey and maybe I'd definitely like a lion or like a gorilla.
I was thinking a tiger
Yeah, a tiger.
or cheetah.
But I mentioned
The white tiger was my favorite animal for like my entire childhood.
Yeah.
White tiger. There you go.
Why
If
the
you
white
can actually
one?
pull up a picture of a white tiger after this, I would love to.
That's a capuchin monkey. So it's like the classic monkey that it's in.
Can you hit me with the full screen, senor?
Yeah,
Por
I'm
favor?
What the junk? There we go.
The capuchin monkey.
Yeah. But
Let me see.
So
That's so cute.
I brought it up
Oh,
because
zoom in that top, the third one on the top, please.
this one.
Yeah, that one.
So I bring it up because
my God.
it bit a chunk of her ear off.
No way.
Yeah.
Slap
So
the
it was like
shit
a-
out of that
it was
monkey.
a-
Just kidding.
Top chunk. So it wasn't too
Sorry,
bad,
Peter.
but
My bad.
Yeah, can I see a white tiger?
yeah.
I want a white tiger. But the thing is that having a tiger as your pet is really not like an optimal
Bro,
experience.
you said it in a hypothetical perfect world.
Yeah, I did. Oh, bro, that third one or the fourth one is crazy. You zoom in on that for oh my god.
Hell yeah.
That looks straight out of Star Wars. That actually
Yeah.
looks like one of the wolves or whatever in Rebels. The one that's
Hell yeah.
found in the temple.
Yeah.
Bro, there's a lot of images of like tigers when they're feeding or something where they're scrunched down. They're kind of like leaning more on their front paws.
Oh,
bro, these
yeah, I know
animals
what you're
are
talking about.
jacked, bro. the amount of muscle on this thing.
Damn. You know, actually, if you could look up this one other thing. So Bella and I this past weekend are talking about getting a pet.
Yeah.
And if you look up Australian Shepherd, it's a dog that I would really like. But motherfucker sheds. So I don't think I can get an Australian Shepherd. Oh my god. Look at the fourth one.
Yeah.
What even are you? Can I get a bigger
I
one?
think Australian Shepherd. Yeah, I think I know a person that breeds these. A friend of mine that breeds them.
Shut the fuck up.
No, I'm serious. I can pass you their info.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. She breeds them for show as well. Like they win competitions and things like that.
Whoa. Okay. Well,
Yeah, so it's
still a
intense.
problem because it sheds, unless this person has hypoallergenic ones, but I don't think they exist.
Yeah.
If you look up Australian Doodle, I believe that one is hypoallergenic, and I believe we might be leaning towards getting this one.
Ooh. It looks like my dog.
The thing is, yeah, it does look like your dog. You're right.
Yeah, because Maya's a golden doodle.
If you go to that down one more, right there.
Right here, yeah.
Boom. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god, it's so
So
cute.
fucking cute. I need a dog, man.
Bro, they grow so fast. Maya, when we got her, she was just about that size. Like I have a picture of her in my backpack, and now she goes up to like on all fours. She's like the height of my knees.
Whoa.
No, and she's like she can jump up, she can reach like chest level, and that was all within a year.
Damn.
So within a year, she pretty much got full size. The puppy stage is very short.
Yeah.
I told my friend Charlie.
Yeah. From Redux Cinema.
Yeah, he has a lab, and he posted a picture like the second he got a lab. I sent him a message immediately. I'm like, bro, take a ton of pictures when she's a puppy, because you're gonna blink and she's gonna be a full size dog. And that cuteness, like it's adorable when they're that small. I'm like, take full advantage of it because it goes away fast.
Yeah. My childhood dog passed away like 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
Yeah, I think 5
maybe
years
longer,
ago.
6-ish.
Maybe.
He was a Cavachon.
Jeez.
Do you want to show a Cavachon? Cavachon. Before we transition to this, because
You love cheese.
His name was Chubbies.
Hold on, what is it?
Chubbis. He is a Cavachon.
You
No, Cavachon. Cavachon. He's a mix between a Bichon Frise and a
God, oh
Cocker
my
Spaniel.
God, they're adorable.
So freaking cute. He looked more like the top left one, kind
Yeah.
of.
Oh, like this one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
More
that's
like that.
adorable. I was gonna say this looks
Oh my
like
god! Hold on, go back.
this looks like a dog every single Brazilian has.
I
Every
know
Brazilian.
I know what you're fucking talking about. Go to the first picture.
There's a family across the street from me. They have one of those.
The
dogs.
bottom middle on the right. That's underneath the suggested.
Right here?
That
Oh
that
my
literally
God.
looks just like him.
Oh my!
Get a big zoom in on that for me, please.
You know Google.
Oh, fuck you, Google. Why did you
Hold
change
on.
this?
Now I can.
That's the strat.
Yeah, that's how I do it. I got to do that.
But will you let you go up, or you have to reset it?
No, it won't let me go
Fuck
up.
you, Google.
Google sucks, bro.
Why did they change that
I
feature?
don't know.
Zoom ins used to just make sense.
Like, it,
Oh,
Perfect.
Why?
Oh. That's so weird.
There you
Maybe
go.
it's where your mouse is.
oh wait.
Put your mouse higher. Whoa.
Oh, that made it worse.
Hold on. We're on this. We need to solve this. Put your mouse up by like yeah.
Right
Now
here?
zoom in. Yeah, it's following it's following your mouse.
Mega Man.
Hey man, it's not every day you watch people like learn something, right? My God,
I'm dead.
that's so adorable.
Looks just like him.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
Looks
Shout out
fucking-
Chubby, man.
Shout out Chubbies, man.
Go.
Shout out to all the chubby people out there.
Yeah. Shout
One
out
of the
to you.
only dogs I ever liked.
10 out of 10 experience. 10 out of 10
Yeah.
dog. For facts.
Then not a lot of tricks.
No.
You teach him?
No. Not that kind of dog. He's just chill, hang out, vibes, on his own shit, on his own day, on his own time.
Yeah.
Hangs out. Oh my god, that bottom right one, same thing. Looks just like him.
Which one?
Anyways, the one to the right, all the way to the right.
Oh, this one.
Nope. Yeah, that literally looks
Yeah.
exactly like him. If Bella saw that picture, she'd be like, "That's him." Anyways,
All right.
How much did Bella get with Chubby? Like how much time?
3 years,
3 years?
2.5,
Not bad.
2.5,
Not bad.
2.5. Because I think he passed like a year before I went to Atlanta.
Yeah,
Pretty
it was
sure.
right before.
Yeah. Shout out Atlanta. Shout out GA.
Yeah,
I
he
love
can go
doing
back.
this
He can go
on
back.
whenever we're recording videos, or if I'm doing it on my own, talking to Armand.
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
know he's gonna edit it.
Yeah, I noticed that when we record together,
Yeah,
and you're just like, Armand, do this, and then do this.
which it makes the process so much easier. 'Cause
Yeah.
I can just talk directly to him.
Armand, I kind of got a
we
bone to
talking-
pick with you, though, because
Ooh.
I asked you to put in the clip of me saying that Sean O'Malley was going to knock out Aljamain, and then Atlas saying that's so dumb, like instantaneously, and I asked you to put that clip in, you never did.
Damn.
Well, I mean, you can boss them around when you need
Yeah.
a boss.
So what the fuck, dude?
I talk to Armand every day.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say when I worked in the video marketing company, I used to talk to my editors all the time as well because I knew one of them was gonna be editing it. Like I knew the one that would be editing it. So like as I'm filming it, I'm like having a conversation with them as if they were there, but it's just like for them for the future self for them to know.
It's nice having someone like Armand where you and Armand just click so well where he has the same vision as you, basically.
Well,
at this point.
Yeah, exactly. At this point, exactly. Yeah. I think when Armand came on board, I don't know if we're going to keep this in, but if we decide to.
Yeah. If he's feeling himself.
Most people know the story if you've been in the community for a while, but I started streaming almost 3 years ago now. And about 2 months into streaming, I was playing a game called Firewatch. And he came into the chat for the first time and just said, "Hey, what's up?"
Yep.
And he just found the stream on YouTube. He's from South Africa. He just happened to find it because he was looking up Firewatch gameplay. And he was consistent in the community and in the chat every time I streamed for like 6 months. And then he sent me, I think it was a Discord message with some Atlas themed wallpapers with my logo on it. And I was like, "Bro, I didn't even know you did graphics." Or maybe it might have been Twitter. And he was like, "Yeah, it's actually what I do. I'm in school for learning how to do all the Adobe products, so Premiere Pro, After Effects, all of that stuff." And I was like, "Hey, man, you know, like, if you're looking to help, like, there's a lot that I could, you know, I could need your help for." And he started doing thumbnails at first, and then after a few months, it turned into doing shorts. Then it turned into doing full-scale uploads, and now it's full-scale uploads plus he's helping me with other videos that I record on the side, just like recording company videos for people, stuff like that. So he, about 3 months into us actually working together every day, I started paying him.
Yeah.
And then, and now we've been together on this journey for a while now.
Divine intervention right
And
there, looking up Firewatch.
Literally.
Yeah.
And I told Bella when I first started the channel, like the days leading into it, I told her my number one priority is to find a team.
Yeah.
Because this journey is hard enough alone. Trying to achieve things that most people don't achieve on your own is hard enough. But to have a team that supports you, that can fill in the gaps where you're weak, they are strong, and, you know, you get to multiply yourself.
Yeah.
So that kind of happened with Armand. Was eventually, after working together for so long, my vision became his vision. We became intertwined. So there's a lot that I don't even have to say in videos, and he'll just
I mean, also not even like he adapted your vision, but at the same time, you learned to whatever vision he has as well.
Yes.
Because not everything you were going to think is going to be the best for the channel.
Mm-hmm.
So getting that secondary opinion from other people and kind of expanding it, it's the way I see it is like the more people you add on there, obviously like it needs to be good people, you know, people that have their mind in the right spot. But the more people that you add on there, it kind of ends up being a filter. Mm-hmm. So if it's just you, then that's just one filter. And then the more filter you add on, the more pure, the better the content is going to be coming out, depending on the people, obviously. If it's good filters.
No, 100%. It's important to have people that fill those shoes that you can't, and to have a team that is willing and excited to work together. You know, and I'm constantly looking for critique. Yeah. I'm constantly looking for opinions, because I don't think I'm the greatest at what I do. I don't think what we have to offer is the greatest, but I am proud of it, and I'm in pursuit of making it better. And I know that the creative process is continuously chasing perfection, because you'll never have it. Mm-hmm. But that's part of the process, is continuing to be better. So there's no pride in it for me in that way. Like I know it can be better, and I want to make it better. So every time we do a new video or something, I'm always asking for opinions. I'm always trying to hear feedback. Obviously some feedback should be ignored and things like that. Like at the end of the day, I want to be successful being myself. Yeah. And if people are asking me to do something that's not who I am, then it's just not worth the return. Yeah. There was this fire quote in Clone Wars last night that it was like, Victory is meaningless without honor.
Yeah.
And I basically translated that to reaching success without maintaining who you are, without keeping to your morals. There's no honor in it. There's no
Yeah.
joy in it. So I really feel stuck to that path. And, thankfully I have people like you, like Law and Ledge back there, Armand, Leo, Cam, my wife, of course. Now we're bringing on other people and other ways to help. Eddie, which is Bella's sister, and so many other people have really helped try and nurture this thing and actually bring it to life. There was a while that you were in the chat really supporting, and I always dreamt of having a team that could come together and we could do something, and sticking to that process led to today.
Yeah.
And just, okay, you are obviously excited and invested in what I'm doing. Let's do something about it. Let's make it for real. And that's what we're now. Yeah. How many months later we're sitting on a podcast together doing our 6th episode?
Yeah.
It's just it's cool. It's cool when you dream and put goals, and then life happens and they just start happening.
Yeah.
It really shows you the importance of strategy and consistency and commitment.
Yeah. I think I kind of know the answer already, but I'm still curious to ask it though. Is how much of this is is work for you? How much of this is a passion? And
That's a good question.
Because you grind a lot at it. So how much of it is you're passionate about this, and how much is it you just you just got to grind through it? Do you still feel that?
I would say
how much of it is an obligation to
I would
you?
say probably 50-50.
Yeah.
But it's not that I'm obligated to what I do. I'm obligated to pursue.
Yeah.
That's what I feel tied to, is at the end of the day, even if it's not this, I'm in pursuit of doing something creative that finds me success, where I can support the people that I care for and my family.
Yeah.
And that excites me. If I really wanted to be successful financially, I know that I have the smarts. I know that I have all of those things that I need to be successful and make a lot of money. But it's not what excites me and wakes me up every day. It's not what motivates me.
Yeah.
And life without motivation is a life that I don't want. It just feels dull and scary and sad. And I don't want that life. So even if I have to sacrifice certain things, sacrifice family, sacrifice spending time with people, sacrifice my finances potentially in the short term, because the goal is to become very successful, then those are strikes that I'll just take.
Yeah.
And, the scary part is okay, now I just turned 28 last weekend, and it's how much longer can I sustain this pursuit until it's time to do something to really help your family that you can rely on and things like that. But I feel like that's a part of the pursuit. There are going to be obstacles. There are going to be moments where it's easy and you should quit, and people are telling you to quit, and life is telling you you're too old and time's running out. But sometimes, or all the time, when I think about that, I'm that means that the other side is right there.
Yeah.
Which can be also toxic, because it's you're chasing the dragon, you're chasing something that might never come. But sometimes it takes going to the end of the line and then one step after that to finally get to where you want to go.
The way I kind of think about it is hey man, if it came easy, you probably wouldn't even appreciate it.
100%. 100%.
The fact it's about the journey, and a lot of these people that they get to where they are, they got there through sacrifice, and going through that, that fire, going through that sacrifice, going through that struggle, it just makes you appreciate it when you actually do get there. And hey, and if it fails, you can at least know, hey man, I failed knowing I gave it my 100%.
Yeah.
And you didn't just give up, and later on 10 years in your life, I was man, why'd I just give up on it?
Yeah.
No, man, you gave it your all. I think a lot of people should just go down that way. It was dude, because a lot of people are scared to do anything, to post, to get, they want to be creative, and they're just afraid to put that out there, no matter what it is, if it's, drawing, music, or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Once you break that wall, though, it becomes so much easier.
Yeah.
As time goes on, because then you realize, like, what am I really holding it back for? And it just takes just letting it go, and then just creating that commitment that you're gonna let it go, and then eventually it just becomes a habit. I don't even think about that part anymore, like the fear of posting something, or the fear of like self-consciousness, or my face on video,
What people are going to say about
what
you.
people are
and
gonna say. I'm so past that. I
Yeah.
never think about it anymore. But that's the level that I'm at. When the level is so great that so many people are talking and it's hard not to hear them, who knows what I'll face then. But
Yeah.
for right now, I feel more confident than ever in what I'm doing, and comfortable in what I'm doing too. Like, for me, this is really comfortable. This is easy to do. This is fun for me. This is exciting to do. I kind of going back to your question about passion. Like, I love doing the research for certain topics that we want to talk about. Sometimes we try to be very topical and stay on top of things that need to be discussed, but sometimes life just happens and we get into these kinds of conversations. So I'm also open to that. And I think that the people that will enjoy this podcast are happy that that's happening. And the ones that aren't, it's probably not the content for them.
Yeah.
Because if I'm being me and they don't like that, then I don't even want you here in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you?
Yeah.
Does that make
At
sense?
the end of the day as well, like, we're not really putting on a show when we do this. It's kind of like, these are kind of the regular conversations that we have. We try to even avoid talking like about certain things before, because we know if we start a conversation, we're just going to pretty much do a podcast without recording.
Exactly. And it can get in the way of like opportunities of like friendship, where you just want to bond and talk about stuff off stream. But that's just like the little bit of sacrifice for these days where we really get to talk about exciting shit. And I think what's cool about this too is that no matter what happens to this podcast, this singular video, my channel, everything, that this is infinite now, that this is concrete, that this is something you'll always be able to go back and watch and listen to.
Yeah.
In 50 years, if you want to. YouTube will be here. These videos will be here. I truly believe that. Unless, of course, the end of the world happens.
But the other thing I'm saying, imagine YouTube out of nowhere is like, hey, we don't want to keep up this. We don't want to keep up the app. We're shutting down.
Yeah,
imagine
we
YouTube
just don't want to
shut
make
down.
like 500 billion a year anymore.
But imagine,
bored.
imagine YouTube just shut down,
It would change the world.
bro.
It would change the world.
That'd be crazy. Just
Hundreds of thousands, probably millions of businesses
Documented
would
things.
just die.
Yeah.
Documents, over billions of documents,
I mean,
gone.
videos that are like everybody knows about, everybody rewatches, and they're like the only spot it's on is YouTube, and just all of a sudden it's just
Trillions of
gone.
dollars down the drain. Yeah, it would probably be
Bro, that would
very bad, man.
cause a big wave.
That would mean Google would crash, because that's Google and YouTube.
yeah.
So if YouTube's down, that means Google's down. That means the end of the world is happening. Hopefully that doesn't happen though.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course you can.
I know you're on YouTube. If you switch to Twitch or anything like that, are you changing your glasses to purple?
That's actually a great question.
You got the red for YouTube. You need to change it to purple. You need to switch everything.
I actually have an answer to that question that doesn't pertain to Twitch necessarily, but I'll tell you off recording,
Oh, okay.
or I can
Damn.
just tell you.
Lucrative.
Do I lucrative? I don't know if that's the right word.
I don't know.
Well, there's another podcast. I'll just say it. There's another podcast we're working on. We've already recorded 4 episodes, right? Or 3 episodes, and we're not posting it, keeping it all private. And we're just working on it, getting the set ready, working out the kinks. So it's a different cast than what we have here. And for that one, I'm thinking about making my glasses green.
Ooh.
Considering the set and everything
Yeah.
about that, like I thought it'd be
Yeah.
For the record, that word couldn't have been more wrong.
Kink?
that's why I said
That
it.
was so bad.
Kink.
No.
No,
What you said
lucrative.
before?
Oh, lucrative. Oh,
lucrative
okay.
means like
Yeah, lucrative. Producing
Producing
a great
yeah.
deal of profit.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know what lucrative? Oh,
You meant to say.
I meant it like a mysterious kind of
What's
way.
the word you were trying to say?
I don't know. Hold on.
Mysterious
let me,
synonyms.
yeah,
Fuck.
I was just about to say.
It's like right there, though. It's okay. That happens to the best of us. You did this during another podcast recently, too.
Did I?
There was a word. That
mystifying, baffling, perplexing, curious.
I don't think.
No, more
Was
like
there?
the synonym of secret, I guess. Like that's secretive or something. I don't know. Fuck it. Forget it. What were you just
We're
asking me
No,
about?
spending
I'm
way
not
too much
gonna
time
forget
on
about
this.
What were you just asking me about? What were we talking about?
Secret.
I think we were just talking about the podcast.
Oh yeah, the glasses.
The glasses.
You wanted
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah,
ask me
yeah,
if I
yeah,
would
the
change the
black-
glass if I
yeah.
went to Twitch. Yeah, no. But I am thinking about doing something similar to that. So you'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, before we go into Star Wars, because we have to go into Star Wars, we have to talk about Max Holloway vs. Korean Zombie, because you watched it the morning of. It was 9 a.m. for us. Me and Ledge missed it. We're gonna go.
No idea.
We're gonna talk about that later. We did watch the whole fight though before today's episode. We just didn't catch it live.
I'll tell you something right now.
Yeah.
Watching it live, bro,
I'm so jealous.
roller coaster.
Yeah, I'm
Because I
jealous, man.
wanted to.
There's nothing like live sports.
Yeah.
And live UFC is live fighting is different. And live like we did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
On another level.
Yeah.
Imagine you're like fucking 10 rows back watching that Max Korean Zombie fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, insane. Okay, but before we go there, Starfield is dropping next week. Ledge, you're a huge Xbox guy.
I am.
You're getting it day one, Xbox Game Pass for free.
Like not. Yeah, I was gonna say not day one exactly. Well, early access. Does early access count as day one?
No.
No,
Day
I don't
one would
know.
be next
public.
Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm doing,
Early access is Friday.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna play it when it releases publicly for free. Because
Yeah.
$100 for a game that might miss is,
Yes.
that's a gamble.
So Starfield day one on Xbox Game Pass. I believe it's next Tuesday. This game has 1,000 planets and 100 different star systems.
But no fucking multiplayer.
Tragic.
Delete 900 of those worlds and put in multiplayer, and I'm happy with that.
It's the simplest
Like
thing.
in 2023, you cannot be releasing a game that doesn't have multiplayer unless it's like a deep story game. And
Yo.
I don't think Starfield is gonna have.
You know
like
what
that
I was gonna ask
super
you, bro?
deep- Okay,
I
go
was
ahead.
gonna ask if we should just play it together, like at the same time on our accounts, and like let's just
Just see
talk
who
about what
quits?
we're doing.
Oh.
No, what?
So I saw something that and I don't know.
Like get in a chat room, basically.
I don't know if it was like verified or not. I don't remember, but it was something saying that the main studio, what's it called? Bethesda.
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 Yeah, whatever. One of the executives actually played the game.
Yeah.
I guess he said that it takes like 130 hours to like really start.
What the
Starfield.
fuck? I watched a video today that said it takes 30 to 40 hours just for the story. And if you're going to explore 1,000 planets, I mean, it's going to be way more than whatever he
And
just said. It's going to be like 1 billion hours.
I've seen they confirmed that some of the planets just don't have anything on them.
Yes, some
So
of them
that's,
have
like,
been
stupid to me.
procedurally generated. There are not many unique ones. There actually isn't a specific number as to which ones were made uniquely, but they have confirmed that a lot of them or some of them are just copies, basically.
Yeah.
So get rid
Or
of them.
simulated.
Get rid of them
Yeah.
and put in multiplayer.
I mean, maybe for now, maybe like as updates go on, they're gonna be filling in those worlds with stuff. But
But how is it 2023? Yes, right?
2023.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
And we
Man, that was
aren't
lucrative
releasing
of you.
every game with multiplayer?
yeah,
What do people want to do? They want to be what? Connected to each other. It is like the story of the last quadrillion years and obviously within the last 20 years of the internet. It's the reason why Facebook was so successful, the reason Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all these things exist.
If If there was
to
multiplayer,
if I can't play a game with you, it's not that good. It's not as good.
Yeah.
People want to talk to each other. People want to game with each other. People want to watch movies together. People want to share things.
it's
Yeah.
spending time with each other, basically.
1,000 planets on my own?
Yeah,
That's some bullshit. I don't
Thank
want to
you.
do it alone.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
think that, do you know those like $1 billion? Oh, you get $1 billion and you can stay in this mansion, but you have to be there alone. I think that's what this game is. You get all these worlds and you can explore it, but you have to do it alone.
And the
you're like,
customization
oh,
is insane, and like, it's everything. It would be the perfect game if it had multiplayer. If it had multiplayer,
And how many years do you think
$100,
they've been developing
no
this
doubt.
game?
They,
you know what I'm starting to realize?
They've confirmed the amount of years. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, while you're doing that, I was going to say something, but I take it back because last week we did speak well about Walking Dead Destinies. We're excited about that game, the what if game with the multiple different outcomes that you can choose, story events you can, change. But I feel like recently we've been complaining a lot about gaming on this, on this
That's
channel.
the state of gaming, though, right now.
It's
honestly,
factuals.
I'm sorry.
I was talking to Armand today, and he was telling me, he's like, bro, like I'm just not even gaming that much anymore. Like I don't even want to game.
Yeah,
And he's a hardcore gamer. He's the one that like will freaking download Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 and just play for hours on the weekend.
Fam and I have the same thing.
yeah.
What is this?
When did
When
Starfield
they
start
started
development?
developing it,
November 2015.
So math,
multiplayer taking
that's
off right there.
8 years.
Yes, 8 years.
Ocho
Yeah,
For no multiplayer.
for no multiplayer.
that's insane to me.
It's honestly hard to even talk about because I can't even comprehend why that decision would be made.
That
It's
makes
so
me
ridiculous.
angry. That makes me angry.
It's so ridiculous. It's stressful.
That's why I'm not getting the early access. That's why I'm not dropping any money on it. Fuck you. I'm not paying money for that.
Yeah, same thing. We talked about it today. I don't want to do the early access on Friday because
Yeah.
it's like $70 full game, or I just wait and it's free on Tuesday
Yeah.
on Game Pass.
Come on, man.
Yeah, doesn't make any
And
sense.
gaming needs to be. It's time for gaming to reach like the Netflix level. Okay, like let's do this, man. Xbox has Game Pass. You pay monthly. You get a lot of free games. Nowadays, they're doing day one releases on Game Pass, which is really nice. PlayStation has their stuff, but it's time for like these services to really be up to date with all the newest games and be dropping new games on these services. Let me pay $10 a month and get access to everything.
Yeah.
It's time. It's time for all these different companies to join together and let's get something done here because y'all are fucking up way too much.
Do you think the Activision Microsoft acquisition helps that?
I heard that, yes, that definitely helps that because that's Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
But Call of Duty only drops at one date a year. You know what I mean? Like, not one game is going to do that. I think you're going to have to consistently drop.
They acquired
Games on
multiple
that.
studios through that, though.
That's true.
Bungie was
That's
in
true.
there.
So hopefully all the
Naughty
new
Dog, I
games
think, was
drop
in
on
there.
Game Pass.
Not
Because just
Naughty
because
Dog,
they
I'm sorry.
own, that doesn't mean they're all going to go on Game Pass.
That was wrong.
Because it's really about Game Pass. That's important. If
Yeah.
you're paying monthly, like I want new games that are dropping to be there day one.
Like right now, my main game is Rainbow Six Siege. Came out in 2013.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know how you do that. Could never be me.
Well, you don't.
That's
like,
a tough game, bro.
It
I've
is
played
a
Rainbow
tough
Six
game.
Siege.
It's
It is
awesome.
a tough game. It's a banger though.
Just
Yeah.
hit Emerald last night. Emerald rank.
Wow.
So
Look
it was
at you.
Emerald, Diamond, Champion. Champion's the highest.
Oh, champion. That's fire.
Champion's.
I would get champion tattooed on me. My
Double
dad.
champ.
My dad
Hell
called
yeah.
me champion a lot growing up. I thought about tattooing it with his handwriting.
Get it tattooed across her
That's sick.
waist.
Oh, I did decide on my new tattoo, by the way.
Ooh.
Do you guys want to know?
That was sick, fam. Yeah, let's go.
Hmm? Tell me.
I don't know if I'm supposed to I guess I can say it, right? Or should I keep it a surprise?
Keep it a
I can
surprise.
tell you
Keep it a
off.
surprise.
I'll tell you guys off.
Yeah.
You know what?
that's
It
way
was
off
a
cam.
nice surprise seeing you and Bella's matching tattoos.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had no
I
idea.
can tell you
guys
off
were doing
camera
that.
as well.
All
Or
right,
you can
that's
just
fine.
wait.
Yeah.
Can we
Where-
take guesses?
Here. Let me just
Yeah,
ask.
for sure.
Where's it going to be?
Oh, my whole goal has always been to do a half sleeve on this arm. From
Okay.
here to here. Forearm half sleeve.
Yeah. So it's going to be
And
what,
really-
like, front?
Okay, maybe my guess goes out the window.
It's going to be here.
My guess went out the window.
Interesting. Okay.
So
Can you lift your arm up a little bit
might
so
I
people
might
can
get
see?
I might get thigh
Yeah. there you go.
tattoos maybe, maybe on my calves, but my goal since I was like 16 is this. But it's so hard. I change my ideas all the time.
Yeah.
But now once I got this one kind of spur of the moment in New Orleans, I'm ready to like, okay, I'm ready.
How many subscribers for you to get a face tattoo?
Damn.
How big is the face tattoo?
Imagine putting the logo right underneath your eye.
Those ones where it's just like the two words on the outer side of the cheeks.
Pioneer.
Two side on
podcast.
both cheeks.
Pioneer. Or just one cheek
Pioneer
right here.
podcast.
One
Pioneer.
cheek.
Atlas. Pioneer.
It has to be the cheek.
Or do like the what's Post Malone's? What does it say?
I do like sideburn,
always tired.
like here on my beard. Yeah.
Always tired.
tired.
Yeah, for you to get a always exploring.
Can I do top of the top of the eyebrow?
Top of the eyebrows? Sure. You can do top of the eyebrow.
Top of the eyebrow, 1 million.
1 million subscribers.
Lock it in.
Get us there.
Armand, put that in the vault.
Put in the notes. Armand, clip this shit.
Yeah.
Clip this for future
Fucking
reference.
timestamp that.
Okay. In other news, because fuck gaming right now, it's stressful.
Yeah, it's rough.
Anyways,
Starfield, let's go
but
right
but
into.
before we go into Star Wars, last thing I will say, I'm still gonna play Starfield on day one, Xbox Game Pass. It's free. I'm gonna try it out. Why not? That I'm cool with.
Thank
I'm not
God
cool
it's
with
free.
playing a $70 game that I'm not excited about, and that I have no opportunity to return at any point.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want it free. I want to test it out. I'll put in a few hours. I'm paying for your service, $10 a month, whatever. If I don't like it, I never have to play it again. And then I
Easy.
can delete my subscription, and I only wasted $10.
That's how it should be.
Fire.
I think
With
everything. Should be
everything.
that.
Fire. So that's happening. Madden is coming out very soon. I believe it's next week. No. It's
Heard
September.
nothing but bad things.
Last week of September, I believe. No. I'm going crazy. Madden already released. I'm sorry. Madden already released. I think it was August 18th. FIFA EAFC is end of September. So maybe. We'll see about that. Spider-Man coming up. Assassin's Creed's coming up. A lot of exciting games. Shadow of Doubt I've been playing recently with Bella. Great murder mystery game. You actually investigate an entire murder. You have to find out who did it, how they did it, scan fingerprints. It's amazing. It's one of the best murder mystery games.
Can I
It
ask
is
you a
the best
question
murder
about that?
mystery game I've ever played.
Is the murderer randomized?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about Star Wars. First two episodes of Ahsoka, saw them. I haven't told you anything about them.
Yeah, we've spoken nothing about them. We haven't even brought it up.
Yes, nothing.
Nothing.
That is how precious we feel this podcast is.
Yes.
It's really updating and communicating.
It's been very hard because it's been a week.
Yes, and everyone
Just about-
knows that I've been on my journey with Clone Wars. I couldn't catch up. I watched like 8 different episodes.
But you've really kicked it into overdrive lately.
Yes, so I got caught up on the main things that happened all throughout Clone Wars and all throughout Rebels because I had to before the Ahsoka show.
Yeah.
But even after doing all that, even after watching the 2 episodes of Ahsoka, I still went back, and with Bella, we've already crushed like 15 more episodes. We're finally in season 4, episode 7. Even if we're getting spoiled, I'm still down for the journey.
My
'cause
favorite
the
mini
good
arc right
episodes are very, 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 very good.
Told you, man.
The bad ones are like, ugh,
Yeah, they're brutal. They're
Like-
tough to get through.
like, bruh. I feel like I'm 10 years old again.
They're tough to get through.
Yeah. But been crushing them, and then finally got to Ahsoka, watched both of them with Bella. And I have a few thoughts actually. Let me get them out loud, and then you can tell me what you think.
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to mute my mic.
No.
Okay.
Well, actually, I'd like to hear your opinion on each individual.
Well, I don't want to interrupt you.
No, but I do want to hear what you have to say.
All right, so let's go point by point.
Okay, so first one,
Okay.
off the bat,
Yep.
I feel like it's partially missing that cinematic identity that Mando has. Mando is shot in a certain way that feels unique. It feels very like it identifies with the character. You know, the way that's shot, it feels like the right world. The angles just, it fits.
Interesting.
Ahsoka, I don't feel like it has that identity yet. It feels like it's just
A plain show.
kind of. But I am so that's that first point, okay?
Can I ask you a
so
quick question?
Yeah.
So, on the episodes of Rebels that you've watched, does it have a similar feeling?
It's a little bit different because animation, I'm not
Obviously, but like the general consensus.
I'm not sure I understand your question. Because it's just
Do you get
with
the same
animation
vibe?
is different. Like you can't the identity isn't so much in the cinematics per se. It can be, I guess, but it's more into like the colors and like the type of
It has been very
talking
neutral.
and language and
I've
stuff
noticed
like
that Ahsoka's been very neutral so far.
Like Clone Wars was
Has been bright and saturated, and
yeah, it's been pretty dull, which I feel like was the Mando look, and I don't think it's translating well to Ahsoka.
okay.
So we'll have to see how that plays out. It might take a few episodes before it really kicks in.
Yep.
But I also thought what didn't help that was the theme. I don't feel like she has a standout theme musically, which is incredibly important, especially when you're coming off the back of a show like Andor, a show like Mando. The theme is all right. It's cool. It's not really about that.
So
it doesn't feel special, and it doesn't feel like, oh, I hear that Ahsoka. Mando, you hear that. You know, that's the kind of thing that you need when you want to market a massive character. You need a strong theme.
That doo 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 doo, bro. That
you play that out loud for anyone that instantly
Yeah.
that's Mando. Ahsoka is gonna need that. Maybe it's a creative decision, and her theme will come at a certain point later in the show. I think that would be dumb. Ahsoka is already an established character. She's already been through hell and back. She's now matured, adult. She's in her full form. I think she should be coming out of the gates like, this character is established, seasoned, and is ready to go. Mando's like, you know, he started when he barely even had any of his armor. He had his armor, but he didn't have any of the new
not
upgraded armor. He was still kind of just, on his own, not doing much. So I feel like it's missing that character, and potentially it could still come, but I think that would be a bad creative decision because we should already have that from a character like that.
Is this more prevalent in the intro? Is that?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Okay,
of course.
So it is a creative decision
Throughout the show too, though.
They did the same thing with Tales of the Jedi, or Andor. Mostly Tales of the Jedi. Tales of the Jedi built up on each intro. Each intro song, another element, another layer of music was added, and same with Andor. Andor had the
different instruments came in the later episodes.
So that's what but I understand what you're saying, where you hear that, let's just call it a whistle for now, for Mando.
Yeah.
You hear that, you immediately think Mando. I understand.
Or
that.
even Rey's theme, Vader's theme. Like,
I couldn't tell you
we're in the
Rey's theme.
Star Wars universe. Oh, if I played you Rey's theme, you'd know it.
Yeah.
It's the flute. Dun, 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 dun. It's very you'll know it if you hear it. Trust.
It is cool.
And
Like,
Star
I've only
Wars
watched
is a
those last two
universe
movies,
of
though.
themes.
and it's cool when a character walks in and like it's not even showing the character, but it'll play the theme, and oh, this character is about to walk in. Like Darth Vader, like the second they play that first and you're like, Darth Vader, he's here right now.
It could still happen. It could still end up being great and fantastic, and it's beautifully done.
Yeah.
But if you're asking me my opinion as a creative, if I were in his shoes, whoever the composer is, and went to do the score, and I'm thinking about all of those things that are important, like who is this character? What's the journey they've been on? What story are we telling? To me, Ahsoka needed to be strong, powerful, with a strong identity, seasoned. All those things that I said would have been a more like, this is a character that is so important. And if you don't know who they are, it's because you don't watch it's because you don't watch our shit. It's not because they're not important, kind of thing. And I wanted Ahsoka to have that kind of like, you know what I mean, chip on her shoulder coming out the gate with this show. I was hoping that they would come out the gate like that.
Kevin Kiner is the.
Shout out Kevin Kiner. What else has Kevin Kiner worked on?
I knew you were going to ask that. I'm already looking that up.
Thank you.
Bada bing.
That's a name that I'm not familiar with, but there's a lot of shows I don't watch.
Do you want to know another?
Right there.
It's come a little bit off topic, but it's about the Batman.
Yeah.
But it's sticking with the theme. So in the Batman, the movie with Robert Pattinson, they have that theme. That he, my opinion about that was they actually overused his theme.
I
in
thought
that
so
movie.
too.
Every single
Absolutely.
couple minutes they would play that same
Overused.
thing. Yeah, and I was just like, bro,
What
we
was
get
this?
it.
I'm sorry. I was
Batman.
reading. Yes.
The Batman, they overuse his theme. So just every single time, it would just be like every time you see him, they would play that
It
theme.
was one of my first things that I said to Bella after the movie was over. I was like, overused it.
Yeah.
It's a great theme.
It's excellent.
But you
If they
overused it.
If they used it 3 times max
Yeah.
during the movie,
Max.
I would have given
it was
to
like
them.
every time he appeared, it was like, oh, okay, like,
Yeah.
relax. Like, we get it.
So like
You
it,
know?
like the best, I think the best scene would have been, you know, when the penguin flips the car and you see him walking. That would have been excellent. By the time it was that scene, we've heard the theme like 5 times. Where like I'm watching the scene, I'm like, all right, I'm over
yeah,
this
or
already.
you could have done like an interpolation, like what you'll hear in Clone Wars is at certain scenes with Anakin, they'll play Vader's theme, but they'll remove some instruments and they'll only play the first 3 notes
Yeah.
and not resolve on that note that would like really identify the theme. So kind of things like that, and you play it up little, and so those are all those little creative decisions that you
Yeah.
can make. And like in a movie of Batman, it's really crucial that if you have a great theme, you don't want to overuse it. You know who else had a really great theme? Fucking Joker, Joaquin Phoenix. That theme was insane. Oh, and that score when he's in the bathroom is one of my favorites.
I gotta rewatch that movie.
So he mainly did the Clone Wars. He's all over Star Wars, obviously.
Oh no, I did see that in the Screen Crush video. It's the same guy from Clone Wars.
Clone Wars and
yeah.
Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So he's their Star Wars guy.
Yeah.
But you have, yeah, I mean,
I understand
Clone
what
Wars,
you're
you're dealing
saying.
with a lot of different characters, a lot of different. He did a good job in Clone Wars. I like Clone Wars a lot musically. But yeah, you know, we'll see, man. We'll see how it plays out. Okay, on to my next point because I do have a lot of points and we got to get through them. So the first one was musically, right? The score was the
first one,
cinematics.
yes.
Then the music. This is just like a point. It's not like a good or bad. Mainly good, but I'm happy to see the practical effects, especially with a lot of these characters. It does give me that old school Star Wars vibes, you know, of what George Lucas was really doing with these, you know, real sets. And I don't know how much of they're still using the what do they call it?
Green screen?
No, it's not the green screen.
It's like something crazy.
The
It's like it's actually a
God
screen.
damn, I forget the name.
It's like a physical screen.
Just look up what they used to film Star Wars Mandalorian. The something. It's like a 4-letter fucking word. I can't remember right now. I don't know how much they're using of that in the show, but basically it's
Stagecraft?
it's a no. It's like LED panels in a dome.
ILM.
No.
Damn. We're
Oh, I just
striking
had
out.
it. Fuck.
We're striking out. Here.
No, I can't. Someone who's listening to this is like screaming it at their TV right now.
Yeah.
Well, while they're looking it up,
Sorry.
John Favreau would talk about it somewhere. Anyways, so what was my point?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, the practical, like the effects of the different characters, like the costumes and the makeup. That stuff is like, it's giving me old school vibes of Star Wars, and it's cool to see, and it's nice that they're paying homage. But at certain points, I'm like, it doesn't fit really well
Volume.
with the show.
The volume.
Thank you. Not 4 letters. But
Formerly known as stagecraft.
the volume. Thank you.
20 feet tall, 270 degrees around, 75 feet across.
So that's how they
Virtual
filmed the
filmmaking
Mando.
environment.
That's how they filmed the Mando during
Yeah.
COVID, to save money. But that's really been just like a natural evolution of green screens and blue screens, because now you can actually give actors visuals of what's on set rather than telling them, hey, pretend this is here. Now you can actually do part practical in the middle, and then on the outside it's really just a projection. So that's the volume. That's how they filmed all of
And that's Mando's standing.
That looks
dead center.
so cool. That
so
must
dope.
help so much with acting.
Oh
actually
my God,
seeing
yeah, dude.
the environment. That's crazy.
And a lot of these Star Wars actors spent all of their time, you know, and like when you think about even in the first 3 movies or the later ones, all green screen and blue screen.
Yeah.
You know, and some of them practical, but especially the prequels. When you hear Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen talk about those 3 movies, like all green screen and blue screen. It's hard to like imagine that there's certain characters there.
Yeah.
It's tough with the acting. Can you look at some other pictures? Because there's some really dope ones.
This is just
So, you know, instead of acting in front of that, it's like, okay, there's a ship flying to your right. Look at it, please. It's like, look where, bro? Look where? That's the volume. Can you believe that?
Wow.
They're not like outside somewhere. That's just an LED screen behind them. It's nuts. Yeah, look at that. And the tracking so that it stays in place.
That's
Nuts,
so
man.
insane.
Nuts.
That's
The frickin'
amazing.
Fly in my face. Those are like the main things for me, and obviously
Yeah.
so far with Ahsoka, a lot of build up, a lot of paying off Rebels, and really continuing off of that. But really just story building. Not much is happening yet. Nothing really to be too excited about. It's nice to see Ahsoka. When she did the blade thing in the circle to cut the hole underneath her, she does that in Clone Wars
sick.
too,
Yeah.
and it looks so good in the show.
Those parallels are insane.
Like-
That's one of Dave Filoni's like trademarks is the callbacks and the parallels.
Yeah, the combat has been nice. So not too much to say other than those things, but excited to see what happens in this show. I know that we're definitely going to get some flashbacks with Anakin, which I'm looking forward to. And we're definitely going to open some new doors in this universe. I think Ahsoka can really lead the way in a lot of these things.
Yeah. It's probably leading into the next movies, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, this is for people that played Star Wars Jedi Survivor, but Ledge, when they were trying to find the map and talking about a pathway, I thought they were talking about the one from the game for a second.
Imagine.
I was like, no way.
It would have been so
They're
sick.
going to go to that planet, whatever it was called.
Yeah, I forget it.
Yeah, that planet.
R.I.P.
There's too many planets in
planet.
Star Wars.
Tanalorr.
Tanalorr, thank you very much.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll see how things get connected. I'm still praying and hoping, even though it's not going to happen, I need a Cal Kestis appearance in something live action.
Yes. With the poncho.
With the poncho. He's the main character in the Star Wars video games. And he's canon. He's met a lot of characters that are in the movies or in the shows. So
He's even met Boba Fett.
he's bound to appear. And his, you know, the face of the character is an actual person actor. Looks identical.
Looks exactly like
yeah,
him.
has I think he's in Shameless.
Yeah,
maybe?
he's Shameless. Ian Gallagher.
Yeah, Bella loves that show.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Yeah. So what are you thinking, bro? How are you feeling so far?
Like I said, it's a little dull. A
Agreed.
lot of storytelling. I think we'll get more color later. And I only think that because of Sabine. Sabine's such a vibrant artist. And you see that a lot in Rebels where like she just loves art. So I think the fact that we're getting dull is kind of leading up to more vibrancy.
Especially
hoping.
coming from Rebels that was very colorful and vibrant.
Extremely. Like they turn the contrast and saturation all the way up.
Yeah.
But it's been fun. It's been nice knowing, or not knowing, but seeing the First Order still having effects after the Empire. Like when they're in the control center and he says the guy jumps up for the Empire.
Yep.
And then on their way in, the foreman is like, you'll find Imperial loyalists on every rank throughout the New Republic, and it shows you. And Andor did this as well later on. It was that one episode. It was like a really long episode.
Oh, and
it
Andor
dragged out.
rewatch before season 2 is going to be so fun.
But it's been nice them showing how the First Order was able to just come up. You know, like there's a lot of remnants still out there, and they're coming up. You know, it's nice seeing that.
Can't wait to see Thrawn. That's gonna be real
Thrawn's
cool.
gonna be awesome. The only complaint that I saw, and I saw this on Twitter, of course, Atlas, was the
X.
the choreography of Sabine and the new Padawan. That lightsaber fight. I saw them saying how it was boring, and
I didn't think it was boring.
I didn't think it was boring. But here, I just wanted to contradict that point. Was Sabine has not been trained at all. So
Yeah.
Sabine has not been trained at all in lightsaber combat.
Yeah.
We didn't really know she was force sensitive until this show. We've gotten hints of it, but we've never, you know. And Ahsoka was going to Padawan her, and it proved to be a little.
And
too
I
much of a tall
love that
task.
contrast between like the older Star Wars, the prequels, and to now is like seeing the different levels of Jedi and
Yes.
saber
Yes.
wielders and how crafty they were and agile and all those different abilities, and then when you see someone like first picking up a saber in these shows and movies and they suck, like I actually love seeing that because it shows Anakin was, oh my god,
That's
he was
what
levels ahead.
Yeah.
That's exactly what my point.
I love it.
You know,
Yeah,
that
I'm agreeing with
Padawan,
you.
it's a Padawan versus somebody who's never been trained in lightsaber combat. If they looked like Anakin and Obi-Wan on Mustafar, I would have been mad. Honestly,
Would have taken away from them.
Exactly. Like there's no it's development.
I'm hoping we get Ahsoka mess people up in this show.
I'm
as far
sure
as
we
like
will.
when she has to go through things and fight certain people, I don't want it to be difficult for her. It should be easy. She is, how many years has she been a Jedi now? I mean, technically she left the Jedi, but a Force user and a lightsaber wieldist, if that's what you want to call her.
Yeah. No, you got it.
So yeah.
It's nice.
I'm
And
excited to see the rest of it, man. And the character is more important to me than right now what's going on with the show. So I'm here for the journey, and I'm hoping that you come around to Star Wars, because Star Wars is a very long journey, but it can be worth it the longer you go. I know we've talked about it. You've seen the movies.
I actually was talking to Ledge about this as well. Is that I started watching Ahsoka today. I think I got halfway through the first episode, and I was telling him, I was like, "There's a scene where she's like crouching down, or not she, whoever that chick was again, Sabine, where she was at her home crouching down, and then I saw like kind of silhouette of some helmets underneath the table, and I didn't know, but I knew it was like that's referencing something. And then there's been a couple things in the episode I'm like, that's probably referencing something. So I'm like
very referencey.
So I'm thinking it was like I'm stopped halfway, just because I was watching during my break, and I was like, I need to probably, like I was saying, I was gonna watch the recap thing and just try to catch up as fast as I can, and then continue watching it, just so like I'm still gonna miss some stuff, but I'm at least gonna have a little bit better idea of it, because I can kind of tell I'm definitely missing things.
The callbacks have been ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's very
It's been amazing.
It's very interesting, potentially also risky that Star Wars is trying to do the show this way.
Yeah.
Marvel has really taken the approach that, okay, with every new movie, every new show, we're having new viewers, so let's kind of like, try and make it easy for them to follow along with what's going on. Instead, with Ahsoka, they're like, the writer, right, Dave Filoni, he wrote the first episode, I think, but he might be the executive producer on this show.
I'm pretty sure he's like executive producer on all the projects at this point.
On all the projects at this point, exactly. I think he only wrote or directed the first episode.
Dave Filoni, yeah.
But oh shit, I just forgot what I was gonna say. Dave Filoni.
You're talking about him. You pretty much needed to know what happened in before.
Oh, he had released a statement that he said, you should watch all of season 4 of Star Wars Rebels before watching Ahsoka. I was like, damn, bro, that's like a big ask.
Yeah.
Season
It's
4?
like 22 episodes.
So you tell me I watched 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Like, you don't hear people say that often when they're trying to launch a new piece of content. So for them to really be like, hey, no, like, this is for the fans.
Yeah.
And the fans will take this to the next level for us because we have diehards. It'll be very interesting to see how that works out. So we'll see, man. Hopefully Ahsoka gets some legs and really goes hard here. Mando was a huge success, but I would say at the beginning and for most of it, like 90% of that was the marketability of Grogu.
Yeah.
And Baby Yoda. Without Baby Yoda, that show's not the same show. So
Agreed.
You don't think so?
I personally wasn't even that into Baby Yoda. I was way more into Mando.
I think the numbers reflected on more casuals though.
Yeah, I agree. But
Yeah.
when I mean like the marketability, like the show reached so many people because of Grogu.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
not
no,
even
for
Star
sure.
Wars fans.
The
sure.
merchandise sales,
But to go as
the
far to say
sales of
that
you watching the show, like,
it wouldn't be the same, or like it would be almost nothing without Grogu. And I was like, I don't know, man. Mando's badass.
yes, but there's also a theory, according to Law, I heard it from him, that the reason the show is called Mando is actually because they're talking about Grogu.
Whoa. No. I said that it's talking about Mandalorians in general. It's not just
Okay, then maybe it wasn't
restricted to-
you, but I heard the theory that it's
Yeah.
called The Mandalorian because the story is about Grogu becoming
that
a
could
Mandalorian.
that could very well be true. I lean more towards it being about all the Mandalorians that are left.
At this point, it has been.
Yes.
But I think once you get to the end of it, you
Okay.
realize that this is Grogu's story seen through all these people. And Grogu is going to be a very essential character
Valid.
in
Okay.
the future.
I see that. Yes.
You know what I mean? Like at this point, they've kind of like, okay, here's all the different Mandos. Here's their species, how this has come along. This is the war they went through. This is what's happened.
Could
Now
be
it's time to take over their
influences.
city again. But it's really about taking the potential of an ex. I don't know if he
Jedi
even was a
Padawan?
Padawan at that point. He might have been too young. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Youngling.
But
I don't
yeah,
know.
youngling. I think he was considered a youngling.
Yeah.
And you know, now he's been taught a little bit by Luke. He's being raised by the Mandalorian, so it could be very interesting. But yeah, all that was to say is the sales, the views, all that stuff wouldn't have been as high without Grogu.
Yeah, for sure.
Quality of show, I think Mando's great with or without Grogu as well. But later on, we'll see. Because once Grogu gets a fucking saber and a jetpack and a mask, that's gonna be fire. He's gonna be unbeatable. Yeah,
Grogu?
for real, bro. Can you like start jogging at least?
Yeah,
now?
because like it's still
we
that
say a
it's
first
still
word?
that puppet where he's kind of just like I'm like
I want to hear him talk already.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's gonna make the journey worth it. It's
Yeah.
like, damn, we heard him fucking not even talk for 4 years, and now we're, he's sentences and he's old.
What up,
and
Mando?
it's gonna be real cool,
Do you
man.
think-
The
do you
potential
think
of
he
what they can do
has-
with that character in this whole universe in the future.
Do you think he speaks in riddles like Yoda? Do you think that's a species wide?
I
hope so.
Hope it is, but Yodel was in Tales of the Jedi.
Yaddle.
Yaddle. Fuck.
Idiot.
I felt confident about that one too.
Yodel.
He's
Are
yodeling.
you sure?
Yodel.
It might be Yodel. You're saying it's Yadel?
I think it's Yaddle.
Yaddle. Yaddle did not speak like that.
Yeah, it's Yaddle.
in Tales of the Jedi.
No, she did not. That's true.
So
Very true.
maybe like, yeah, maybe it's like,
How he
nah, there's no way to
raised.
justify it. There's
Yeah,
no
I
way.
don't know.
It's just a Yoda thing.
Yeah.
It's a female.
Weird.
Yeah. And wait, do we
Females
even
in
know
a
what their species is called yet?
No.
The Yodians?
No, there's
The Yodians?
no. There's not a name for them.
Yeah.
There's not even like a home planet for them listed.
Really?
Yeah. Species. Yoda species.
Yeah.
That's how it's listed.
Wait. That's actually an incredible opportunity
Yeah, we have no,
for Star Wars.
we have no idea where Yoda's from.
Your
or,
two biggest characters ever in franchise history, and obviously, Darth Vader, whatever, is number one, Yoda. George Lucas didn't even plan on using Yoda in episode 5. But then after he killed off, spoiler alert, Obi-Wan in episode 4, he's like, fuck, who's going to teach Luke the ways of the Force? And he made up the character Yoda. And then Yoda ended up being like an essential character, not in just the originals, but then in the prequels. And then you're telling us that Grogu as well comes into Mando, has now done the effect that he's done. And, we know that Grogu has a lot ahead for them in their future. And these two massively important characters, we know nothing about their background, nothing about their species. And it's almost basically completely undiscovered. Like, bro, what? That's like a 9-part movie right there.
Yeah.
Yoda's,
What?
Yoda's,
On a silver platter.
Yoda's species completely hidden from the rest of the galaxy.
Bro, they also can't drop the ball on
That's
that
a
one
gold mine,
They
bro.
can't
You
drop
just
the
called the
ball
show
on
Yoda.
and just make it all
Unless-
about him.
unless they're not
and
called
just
Yodas.
developing just everything about him.
Idea.
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 Dude,
Easter egg.
we need to hide that because they're going to hear us. And then actually, no, take it. I want
Yeah.
this
I
show.
want that money.
Yeah, I want a royalty check, please. That's a gold mine right there. I hope they do that.
Yeah.
I hope. We'll see more about Star Wars with the episode that drops on Wednesday, and we'll talk about it.
Tomorrow.
I thought that was
Tuesdays.
just because of last week.
No, they're Tuesdays.
Oh, shit.
Yes, sir.
I fuck with Tuesday. Same as tough.
Yes, sir.
Now that it's over, but
Yeah.
nice. I like Tuesday nights for a show. Tuesday nights your date night, right?
My date night, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay, last on the agenda, gentlemen, Max Holloway versus Korean Zombie. Before I let you take this over, preface, I was on my birthday weekend. I thought the card was going to be like, oh, it's Singapore, maybe like 2 p.m. instead of like 6 p.m. when it starts for us. No, the main card started at 9. Prelims probably like at fucking 6 o'clock in the morning. Who
It
knows?
was.
Yeah.
Didn't even know, so I missed all of it. You texted us once you were giving your reaction to what happened between Holloway and Zombie, and I was like, bro, what? I didn't even know there was a fight right now. Ledge responded the same way.
Yeah, I was pissed.
Singapore
I
is
was
12
really-
hours ahead.
I was really looking forward
Now
to
I
that
know.
card.
And then about 30 minutes before we started the podcast, Ledge and I watched it back with you, but you saw it all live.
Yeah.
So incredible fight.
Oh my God.
Incredible fight.
So I also just want to say this, bro. The fight was made even better for me knowing the stakes that were with it. So Max Holloway being a native Hawaiian going through all the fires and all the trouble they've been going through. He got emotional on the press conference.
The press conference
saying
was
that
crazy.
He was saying that like he's always fought with Hawaii on his back, but now it just feels even heavier. You know, he wanted that win to give Hawaii that hope one more time. You give him a boost. He's like, they need something to celebrate. And having that on that side, and on the other side, having the career of the Korean Zombie saying that, hey, if I don't beat Max Holloway, I'm retiring. I don't want to, he himself said, I don't want to be 2, 3, 4. I want to be the best. And if I'm not saying I'm going to be the best, I'm retiring.
Mm-hmm.
And Korean Zombie is such a nice guy and such a humble guy that, you know, part of you wants to root with him, that you want him to win, but at the same time, it's Max Holloway, bro. So just seeing all that, and
I was going to say, before you keep going, our Hawaiians, there might have been more, but are 2-0 now. So if there is a Hawaiian athlete or any sport, anything in this world that's competing sometime soon, put your house on it.
Yeah.
Put your fucking house on it. I would have bet everything on Max Holloway to win this weekend.
Yeah.
Everything. When you're fighting with that much on you, behind you,
You're not leaving a single stone untouched, unflipped. I don't know
bro,
what
it's
the
like
saying
anime,
is.
bro. It's like Dragon Ball
Unturned.
Z, man. You're fighting with all these people's energy, not
Yeah.
just yours. You become a different being, and Max was not going to get knocked down. He was not going to be stopped.
The thing I will say is Max Holloway is a veteran at this, so he can deal with that pressure. I don't know if maybe one of these younger fighters, they're feeling that pressure. Maybe that can even lead to being a little bit more in their head. They're a little bit more like, I need to win this. So it's like, you know.
But I feel like that happens with like other things. Like when you're on your flight in your career and you're really excited and, you know, you really want it to go a certain way, you know, it can go that way. But when you're dealing with like tragedy, I almost feel like it always goes that person's way when it comes to their performance. Because it's like a different level. You know, you can be nervous and anxious and that can affect how you perform. But when you're dealing with like that heartache, you might just be so deeply locked in that you can just elevate to another level.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong. There's probably scenarios where it doesn't work out for that person, but I definitely feel like someone like Max Holloway could definitely deal with that kind of motivation and channel it into all the right positive things.
For sure.
He's not someone to fumble that. So, you know, with Hawaii and him, I knew, man. I was like, that dude could destroy the world.
I didn't doubt for a second. The things that made me happy were the walkouts for both of them. So we haven't seen a player walk out, or a fighter walk out with a flag, and he walked out with the Hawaiian flag on his back. The second I saw that, I clapped. So I was in the at work in the space, but it was a Saturday, so I was alone. I'm in the building completely alone. There's not a single person in this building. So I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, knowing no one's going to hear me. So I saw Max Holloway walking with the flag. I immediately just started clapping.
Makes sense.
Bro.
And Dana probably gave him the okay. Because they're selling the UFC Hawaii shirts. We saw them when we went to the Garden.
Yeah.
So if the UFC is publicly supporting Hawaii like that.
How can you say no?
Take the flag.
Yeah.
Take the flag. Which I always liked. I think it started becoming a problem during like COVID.
Yeah.
Where like certain flags, you know, like China flags or like Russian flags.
I think it was
Russia.
a peak of the beginning of the Russian Ukraine.
Yeah.
That okay. So
It's like maybe like a Russian
regardless,
flag. Yeah.
and you get boos, and then people is like, okay, let's just. This is not what it's about.
Yeah.
We're showing the flag because this person's proud to be where they're from. But then when you mix in war with that, it's like, oh well, now there's a good side and a bad side.
Yeah.
So I get it, but hopefully we can get back to using it because I like seeing the flags too.
Me too.
I think it's cool.
I think Gilbert Burns was smart about it, and he
Oh,
started
the
wearing it as a
headband.
bandana.
Yep.
He wore it
So
as a
smart.
bandana.
That's
I'm
what
like,
I would do.
It's a loophole right there, baby.
Fire, 100%.
Yeah.
Great fight, man. We watched it back. That overhand by Max to knock him out was ridiculous.
Clean.
Felt like straight out of a video game.
Crazy.
Insane. Gashed him right on the forehead. But that's what we expect of Max. And, you know, Max was able to put down Zombie and Volk wasn't. And it was making me think when I found out that he won. I was driving in the car with Bella. I'm like, it's been said, and I've heard many people say it, and a lot of people say it, but man, what could Max Holloway be in a world without Volkanovski?
Yeah. He'd be champ again.
I think he's 18-0 against the rest of the division.
It's just madness.
And his only 3 losses are against Volk.
Wow.
I think. Don't quote me on that. But
that sounds very accurate.
I mean,
fact check that.
He ran through everybody. He was
Who could he be without Alexander Volkanovski?
So he was he's a Hall of Famer
3 times.
He's a Hall of Famer because he has an 18 fight win streak. I want to say they mentioned that. He lost to Poirier as well, Max Holloway.
Oh, my bad.
Oh yeah.
Well, I said don't quote me on it. I think I said that.
Sure, no one quoted.
Still a good guess though.
Yeah, but he's
Dustin Poirier.
He's fought a ton of people.
And that was young,
Yeah.
Dustin, because that was when Dustin was in that weight class. And Dustin was small. That's when he got beat by Connor.
Yeah.
And then he moved up.
Speaking of Connor.
Speaking of Connor.
Well, actually, before we go into that, I did want to comment on something.
Shoot down a segue of a lifetime. All right,
well, I just wanted to say because I thought about this during the Max Holloway and Korean Zombie fight. And I knew it was like, I want to say this. And it was watching, because we can't go without mentioning the Korean Zombie retiring and getting him. How did you feel about that? Because watching him walk out of the ring after announcing he's retiring and watching the crowd sing the theme song pretty much of him, because every time he walks in, he plays that song. Zombie, and just watching the whole crowd just screaming zombie as he's walking down. He's smiling, he's crying, bro. I got emotional watching that at work. How did you feel watching that? I mean, just imagining in that position.
Imagining in that position, I think it can be hard to feel happy.
Yeah.
I think if I were him, I'd feel like I fell short. I failed. I retire as the 8th ranked fighter, and my goal was to be a champion, and I got that close and never had it.
Yeah.
I think that would haunt me for way longer than I would feel the appreciation of like, oh look how far I came. I stayed reasonably healthy. I have a fan base that loves me and chants my name, and potentially in the Hall of Fame. I'm a legend in this sport to the true supporters, but it can be hard to see that.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I think he's sad that it's over and sad that he fell short.
Yeah.
And that's the truth of life. And I think that hurts, man. I think that hurts.
I just can't imagine there being another sport that has as big of stakes
Absolutely.
as the UFC.
Absolutely.
Because I was thinking, it's like, bro, Lionel Messi, he gets that love. But he gets that love how many times a year whenever he goes play? How many times do you think a team plays a year?
Oh, he plays like
soccer?
once a week.
Yeah. So he
I don't even know
constantly getting that. So if he messes up next week, a couple weeks, he can get another shot, and then he continues building up that, and he's got plenty of chances. Bro, the UFC, these guys are fighting maximum 3 times a year. I don't think there's been a fighter that's fought 4 times. At least not from the top
there
of my
might
head.
be, but it probably wouldn't be a champion or a top ranked guy. Like the guys that are climbing the ranks are willing to do that.
Yeah.
Or if you're Israel Adesanya or Volkanovski, where you try to fight 2 to 3 times a year, like a badass motherfucker.
But 2-3 times a year, bro, and then all of that. So I'm just thinking about, bro, like the amount of stakes that
It
are
is
in
the
it every
biggest-
single fight.
That is why I love UFC. And we've talked about it. The stakes. They don't compare in any other sport. This isn't just a competition. This is your life on the line. This is the chance at infinite amounts of money. Like when we think about Sean O'Malley, right after he knocked out Aljamain, I think the first phone call from Dana to Sugar's manager and him was saying, like, I don't think you realize how much money this guy's about to make.
Yeah.
And the door of opportunity was right there that night. If he doesn't get the knockout, that door doesn't open. He does, his life changes forever. Not that it wasn't different before, thousands of people chanting his name, all of those things, becoming a champion, but there are levels. And that kind of level that he has the potential to reach now is icon level.
Yeah.
He opened that door. Now let's see how his career pans out. He could lose 5 straight in a row and he never becomes that person, but that door of opportunity, and all the while competing and avoiding injuries and life-altering, injuries or mistakes in the octagon. Like, that's crazy. Crazy. We're not talking about tearing ACLs. We're talking about permanent brain damage. We're talking about being unconscious for minutes at a time. We're talking about, fucking bleeding gallons like we've seen.
Yeah.
So there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. It's your life on the line for everything.
You're putting your life on the line. You're putting your health on the line all the time. But just to get, I was just thinking about like the amount of love the Korean Zombie got walking out of that arena. That was all built on him giving his all. It made me, I already love UFC. I already appreciate the hell out of UFC. But my respect and love, admiration for the sport grew so much after watching that.
Oh, the fan base in UFC is amazing.
It's beautiful. I actually got emotional watching the people like sing the theme to the Korean Zombie as he's retiring. Just watching, like, I'm just thinking, like, bro, like, I agree with what you said as well. By the way, him feeling let down. But at the same time, he has to feel some sort of like. I think watching that back and seeing that crowd, because
I'm hoping that he does.
I think he does because he was smiling. I saw him posting. He was smiling. He seemed very happy.
Yeah,
I think he might be at peace.
I think it can poke in. You can feel it for seconds at a time. But when we're talking about the moment, like what is the overarching energy that he's feeling? I'm leaning towards he's feeling like he fell short.
So in the beginning of the fight, as he's walking in, it was similar. They were singing along, and he actually, before walking into the ring, just turned around, kind of puts his hands up, and was just like singing along with the crowd. And he took that moment.
Oh, for sure, especially because he hasn't lost yet. He's thinking he could win tonight. Could be his night to. He beats Max Holloway tonight. The door of opportunity.
He's not retiring, yeah.
Now he's the number 1 ranked fighter in that division. He's not going to fight Volk right away. That's not going to happen. But whoever else is in that the other guy that Max just beat, no, but he wouldn't fight him because Max beat him. But anyways, the point is you go from 8 to 1. Instead, he went from 8 to retired.
Yeah.
That's the door of opportunity. And that's what makes this sport so amazing. Yeah. And I highly recommend anyone that hasn't given UFC an opportunity, check it out. The stakes, unmatched.
It's more than just violence. I always try to convince people that it's not just senseless beating, senseless violence. It's guys using skill, using intelligence, being steps ahead, realizing patterns. It's an art. It's an art form. It's not just random violence.
Who loves this and speaks about UFC like this is afraid of harming animals.
Exactly.
So you can feel both things.
I'm not a violent person. I've never been in a fight in my life. I've avoided fights. I don't like confrontation.
Look at that.
But I appreciate the hell out of someone that has that IQ. I appreciate people that have IQ. I also appreciate the brawlers that can bite down on a mouth guard, take a hit, but give a hit just as hard.
Yeah.
It's just
I mean, you'll
levels.
find different people in the UFC. You'll find those brawlers that are just going in to take people's heads off, even if theirs gets taken off. And then there's others that are, my goal is to pick you apart without being touched, and seeing that tactician is
Yeah.
amazing to watch. It's like watching chess or something.
And seeing one pit against the other, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
what happens when you're pit against someone that has the same style as you? What happens when you're pitted against someone that has a different style as you? What happened? All
and the
these
styles are,
different
how many
things.
different martial arts are there? There's so many. And then
Yeah.
combinations between some of them. It's multiple variations that a fighter can have, and not all of them are trained in certain ones. Some of them are trained in multiple. Some of them are just focused in one. So it's like the matchups and the styles that you can,
Anything
compete
can
against are limitless.
Yeah.
It's an amazing sport, man.
Such a good
I
one.
love it. And I love that we talk about it on this podcast because I think I'll be watching UFC for like the rest of my life,
Yeah.
probably.
I wanted to just get that off my chest. For like, I knew I wanted to talk
I'm
about
glad
this.
you
It was
did,
like,
brother.
bro, UFC is for me. It's goated. It's
goated.
It's honestly been such a big part of my life because I started watching UFC. I want to say 2018, whenever Conor McGregor fought Khabib. That was one of my first. I think one of the first times I started consistently watching it. Actually, the very first, I think the very first fight that I remembered almost the full thing. I remember being amazed by it was Tony Ferguson versus Anthony Pettis. That was one of the first fights where I saw it, and I think from that fight on, I just fell in love with the sport.
Wow.
And bro, it's just seeing the Korean Zombie fight. This might be one of the top, I don't know,
Really?
fights for me. Not the fights itself. The fight itself was
moment,
good.
everything
It was
around it.
I think it was the moment seeing Max Holloway, which I've told you before, he's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, UFC fighter, win. And at the same time, seeing such a nice guy go down in such a beautiful way, retiring with all that love and support. I was like, I love this sport, bro. I love it so much.
Okay. Quick question I have for all three of you because I think it'll help people who do like UFC and like hearing us talk about it. Who our favorite fighter is, if you had to pick one. So I figured we could go around in a circle. If you're asking me, my favorite is Israel Adesanya or Sean O'Malley.
Dang, that's so hard.
Present day.
That's so
Active.
hard. Active.
Ledge?
Either Volk or Sean.
Love Volk. Volk, I'll put him at 3.
Yeah.
Or even at 2, interchangeable.
Yeah, for me it's tough. I love, I'd say probably Adesanya. I love Adesanya because his fighting style and the character he has. He's funny, he's entertaining. So every single Adesanya fight, I'm 100%, 1,000% I'm watching. But like I said, I think personality wise, because I also love a person that I can relate to and a guy that I would love to meet in person. I think before I'd want to meet Adesanya in person is Max Holloway. I've loved Max Holloway
I think Max is your guy, bro.
since the beginning, bro. I love him as
Max is
a
your
person, and
guy.
I love his fighting and just everything about him, bro. I'm a huge Holloway fan.
Max
Huge
is
fan.
your guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when it comes to like just watching fights, Suga and Izzy, when it comes to like the person, I really fuck with Izzy. Not that Suga's not a great person, but I connect with Izzy more and like his values and what he talks about.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I just
Great
love
fighters.
I love Volk because he's so surgical.
He's so surgical.
Yeah.
He's so him. He's so, I don't know. I like Volk. He's a character in himself too. He
Yeah.
has this very unique personality.
I think all the Australians.
Yeah.
Because I gotta admit, it's Adesanya, Holloway, and then third is Robert Whitaker.
Whitaker's a good one.
Love Whitaker.
I like him. I don't love him, but I'm into watching his fights.
For me, again, it's a personality. I love his personality. Whitaker's.
Yeah,
He's a funny guy.
he is. Can't wait to see him fight again. That's sad that he lost to Dracus Duplessis.
Yeah.
And now Dracus is gonna fight the winner of Izzy versus Sean potentially.
Can you see that fight going to Sean?
No. Because if Sean does win, Izzy's getting that rematch, and then he's gonna have to wait. But if Izzy wins, and Sean loses, then it's gonna be Dracus for sure, 100%.
But also, I think we
And that's next week, by the way, not this
Yeah.
upcoming week. Next week, we'll wait to do the
In 2
picks
weeks.
next week. But
in 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
I think so. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it's next week.
Yeah,
It's
we
a
have to add.
Saturday.
Go ahead.
1 week after this upcoming Saturday.
We
Pretty sure.
have to add a stipulation to our rankings.
What?
It's pay-per-view events.
It's Labor Day weekend. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, is it? Hold on. I can check this right
No,
now.
Labor Day weekend's this weekend. What am I
This
smoking
Yeah,
crack?
you were
It's-
all over the place
Sorry,
with that.
it's 2 weeks from
Just
now.
stop
It's the
saying
same
Labor
weekend
Day
that Cam's.
weekend.
Yeah, just fuck me.
Just stop saying
Anyways,
Labor Day
I got
weekend.
no more shit. You guys got any shit to talk about? Listen, if you're still watching the podcast at this point, we appreciate you so much. I hope you're enjoying these. This is our 6th episode.
Yeah.
As a team, we plan on doing these until I don't know. So I hope you're enjoying it.
Record button's green.
Leave a comment below if you're enjoying it. We want to hear from you. I'm pretty sure in this episode we did a giveaway. Armand, maybe he did it. If he didn't, next episode. Anything to add? Fam?
No,
Ledge?
I got nothing. We covered everything that I wanted to.
Okay.
I mean,
Conor McGregor confirmed fighting Michael Chandler.
yeah.
We'll see. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't
No
even
official
know what to
report from
talk
the
about
UFC.
with
If the
that.
UFC doesn't officialize it, then there's no point in talking about it.
Yeah, no.
Confirmed supposedly, but it's been confirmed supposedly for last
For a
6
good amount
months.
of time.
So technically, it's already confirmed.
Yeah.
So what are you confirming? So it's just I don't know.
I mean, just as an early pick, Conor McGregor versus Chandler, who would you who are you
Conor.
leaning towards?
Connor.
Connor.
I love Chandler.
Connor. He's
I love
taking too
Chandler.
much time to fuck it up.
I love Chandler,
Yeah.
but Connor. All day.
Connor better. You know, I rewatched the Connor
Poirier.
Nate Diaz fight yesterday, the first one,
Yeah.
and it was just so sad to watch Connor get so gassed. He got so gassed. That's one of his worst traits that he has as a fighter is that he gets gassed early.
Yeah.
But you know, he beat Nate in the rematch, and he has proved that his gas tank is a bit better. But you know, that's always been his big weakness. So I don't see it going far with Chandler. But if it does, I'm hoping that at this new weight, he's bigger. I'm hoping he has the cardio because I don't need to see a tired Connor in round 2. It's just so frustrating to see. He's like, and just going backwards and getting hit. It's like, God, you're too good to get tired, man.
Yeah.
First rounds, he's insane, man. He's throwing everything, and he's sharp. And the second round, he's like, looks like he's sleeping. If you watch the Floyd fight in the later rounds,
Yeah.
it's like hard to look at him.
Yeah.
He looks like he's sleeping. That's how tired he is. His eyes are like, he looks like fucking Rocky after 100 rounds.
Oh yeah.
Dígame.
No, I was gonna say it was like, has Chandler been knocked out? But then
Charles.
by Charles. Charles Oliveira. But yeah, that's an interesting fight. I mean, if McGregor does lose, that's not that good.
No,
of a look
if
for him.
McGregor loses, he retires.
I think so. He'll do other fights, but in UFC,
Yeah, he'll do
I think he's-
exhibition boxing fights.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll do bare knuckle. That's just bullshit. Or if he loses, he does the Nate Diaz and then he retires.
Yeah.
Because that's the last big money fight, and hopefully he doesn't lose that one. If he doesn't have a gas tank, Nate will beat him, even though Nate is old and can't land a punch right now.
Yeah.
The rankings updated.
Yeah,
Sean O'Malley is 8
Yeah, I
pound for
saw
pound.
that. I saw that.
Do you agree with that?
I
the
do,
company?
but I also think what's very weird is that there's someone in the pound for pound rankings that's not even active right now. God, I'm slipping on the name.
John Jones, Volkanovski, Islam, Leon, Adesanya, Charles, Usman, Sean, Aljamain, Pantoja, Pereira, Yuri, Holloway, Gaethje, Hill, Jamal Hill.
I saw a different list then. This one maybe did this one come out today?
No, I don't know when this came out. It's just on the UFC's official.
Let me see UFC pound for pound rankings total. If you don't mind. If you're still watching the podcast. What up?
Damn.
What?
The late stayers.
Literally. Let me see this shit. Pound for pound, man.
Oh my god.
Do you know what pound for pound means? It means pound for pound.
No,
The
this
fuck
is
is
the
this?
same list that I just read out.
So wait, what are these different lists though?
Oh, right here, pound for pound.
Pound for pound. Oh, okay. Scroll down. You did the top 10? Was there more?
This was the whole list I just
Oh,
read
this
out.
was the whole list? Okay.
Charles.
Never mind. I saw a list where there was someone on there that wasn't an active fighter, and I was very confused.
Yeah, stupid.
Very stupid. Okay. Do I agree with that list? John Jones, Volkanovski, Islam.
I'm really just saying
I
Sean.
think they do Islam dirty by having Volk above him. Yeah, he won, bro.
He
like, even
won,
if you
he's
think
still
Alex,
above.
even if you think Alex won, like if you won, you should be higher. Makes no sense.
Yeah.
That's why O'Malley's above Sterling.
Leon, I don't believe he's the pound for pound fighter in the world, but I guess because he beat Usman, he has to take that. That doesn't.
I'd put him at 6.
Yeah, I'd put him a little
Charles
higher.
up.
But for pound, doesn't that go against like it's based on how many people you fought, who you fought? Not necessarily just because you beat him doesn't mean you're automatically above him. I think it shouldn't be like that though.
Yeah, I guess. Sean being top 10 is actually kind of crazy. Can you go down more?
Yeah.
Right? That's why I asked.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know about top 10.
I gotta
love
admit,
Sean.
I
But-
love Sean as well.
But they
I don't
update
necessarily
pound for
agree
pound
with that.
rankings all the time. You
They
know,
do,
like Max after this week is going to move up. Bajeda's fighting in a few weeks-ish months. Aljamain being number 9. Yeah, I mean, he should be behind Sean, but I don't know, man. You know, I've heard a lot of fighters talk about the UFC pound for pound rankings, and they're like, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's
How
a
does
little
it?
weird.
How do you even validate any of these choices?
It's opinions. It's opinions, and it's who's hot.
Yeah, and
right
like,
now.
what are you even basing it off of? I don't really understand. You know, according to you, because I don't know what like the official statement is, but you said like quality of opponent, record, recency.
It's
like,
something about like your weight and who you fought, and it's
If
something
it's
like
quality
that,
of
yes.
opponent, I
Yeah.
don't think Sean should be up there.
Yeah, because I mean, the many people that he's fought aren't even in the UFC.
There's one left.
okay, I got a follow up question for you. Zoom out a little bit.
Yeah,
It's for both of you. Scroll down. Are the other weight classes there?
yeah.
Okay, cool. Which one do you guys think is the most stacked weight class of the UFC? I think if you ask me who I think is the most stacked division, I lean towards lightweight and scroll up. I always lean towards lightweight. And you know, bantamweight's turning pretty interesting recently. So I'll say lightweight and bantamweight. Because bantamweight's top 10 is Sean, Aljo, Marab, Henry Cejudo, Sanhagen, Jan, Cheeto, Font, Song Yadong, Dominic Cruz, Pedro Munoz. Like, that's intense.
Yeah.
Then go to lightweight, down. Islam, Oliveira, Gaethje, Poirier, Dariush, Chandler, Fiziev. I don't know who that is.
Gamrot.
Gamrot, Taryukin, and Hooker. Yeah, I mean, towards those later ones, those names aren't as big, but even that top 6 is nuts. And
I'd
then you
say
could
light-
put Connor there somewhere. you know.
I'd say lightweight.
I might actually say bantamweight right now, but I usually would say lightweight. But lightweight is fucking dogs, bro. Those are bulldogs up there.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Dude, this is hard. Middleweight. I love
Middleweight's
the
thin.
style of fights, though. But
Middleweight's thin. Vittori's not going to be anything.
no,
Fucking Strickland's not going to be anything. Brunson's not going to be anything. I don't know who all these other guys are. And Dracus Duplessis isn't even top 10 ranked.
No.
That's
He's about to
embarrassing.
get a title fight, no?
That's
Oh
embarrassing.
no, he's won.
Oh.
Oh, about to
Oh,
say,
yeah, there he
well,
is.
motherfucker, what? You know, it's just, it's not
tough.
like dogs.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like lightweight, you have multiple
No, yeah.
champions potentially.
Yeah.
Even bantamweight, there's multiple champions there.
Yeah, I mean Dustin and Gaethje.
Welterweight's actually crazy. Leon, Kamaru, Covington, Muhammad, Chimaev, Burns, Romanov, Stephen
Drops
Thompson.
off after 8, though. That's what. I mean, besides Gary. Kevin Holland, I guess.
Neil Mag.
No, that's stacked.
I'd still
Yo,
put
Gary's
lightweight
in
above
an
it.
interesting situation here, bro. Ian Gary, man.
He's getting big.
Who does he fight next? He wants Thompson, but Thompson's not going to give him the fight. So he's going to fight either Neil, Brady, or Luque for sure. And then after that, bro, he's fighting like Gilbert Burns and Chimaev and those
Yeah.
top 5 dogs. Like, that's going to be real fun to watch. That's also another exciting thing that happens with the UFC, but it happens with any sport. It's like the longer you watch it, and then you start knowing these fighters, you get to see them when they were younger and they had their first few fights, and you can like, oh, I remember their first fight, their second fight.
Yeah.
Like, that's That's super dope. At the beginning, when you're first hopping onto a sport, it's tough because there's so many people, so much history you don't know. And then you get caught up and it's like, oh shit, I remember when Gary was unranked. Super dope. That's why a lot of people love college football, but you couldn't pay me to watch college football. All right, boys.
All right.
Thank you guys very much. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll see you next Wednesday. Like the video.
Peace.
Peace.